Hey, open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth. Society's slow and tragic demise. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Everyone's got their fucking opinion.
What's happening? New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, episode 393. Keeping it moving. How's everybody doing? Hope things are well in your world. Hope there is some joy happening in your world. That said, what's up? All right. Hey, Ryan, what's up, man? Ryan Bland, John Burry. Good. What's happening, Victoria? Stephen Messina out there at work, I assume, and everybody else. That's right, as we march towards episode 400. To start on a bit of a somber note here today, some really sad news came across the wire yesterday. Our friend and supporter and sponsor, Luke Madden from Mad Vintage, who's been supporting the show for a while, sadly, tragically, has passed away at a very young age. Really, really sad. And Luke loved the show, and he was a great supporter of the show. Just really fucking sad, man. So rest in peace, Luke Madden, Mad Vintage. I know he would want us to continue doing what we do, which is bringing joy through music. Really, here's another shot of Luke. He loved his vintage stuff. He was a great supporter of the show. He loved the show. It's really fucking sad, man. A lot of times it's one thing when you go through this life and you lose somebody, maybe somebody that's a bit older and somebody that's led a full life and experienced a lot, but it's incredibly tragic and sad when somebody passes away that's basically a teenager. So if you've ever experienced something like that, which I have, somebody passing away very young, it's staggeringly tragic. It's debilitatingly tragic. It hurts for a long time. I mean, a lot of us can take solace in the fact when somebody passes and they're in their 70s or 80s or whatever, you say, hey, the person lived, a rich, full life. Let's be grateful for that. But damn, when somebody young passes, man, it just fucking sucks. Fucking sucks. But so this show's dedicated to Luke Madden, Mad Vintage, and we will honor his name. And I guess that's kind of like, I feel like that's like the best that I and we can do, is just keep doing this and keep bringing everyone together and keep making great art. I think that's the way to pay homage to our loved ones that we've lost. So yeah, it's fucked. But that said, we march on, and there's much to talk about today. And we are fortunate to have our friend and co-host Lori Dawn. You're not crying, are you?
A little bit. That was very nice. And
There's
I
no
also
there's no crying in hardcore.
You know, it's just the loss of potential when
Yeah.
somebody dies like young. But you know, look at how much he did accomplish in his short life. You know, he put together that company. He made a lot of friends. He made a lot of people happy, and
Right.
he was well liked and well loved.
He was, and he was also he was involved with another show similar to this one,
Yeah.
Hard Lore, and he was very involved in their show. And those guys I saw posted something the other day, and he really,
Yeah.
you know, he really
That's all. Like that's all. You know, we could really hope is to just leave your mark. You know, no matter how long you're here. You know, and even if that's just loving your friends and family. You know, it doesn't have to be a big thing. You know, it's just bringing joy to people.
You know, I texted him the other day because our friend Brian Whittemore, who passed away, his sister, his family gifted me a whole bunch of his T-shirts and stuff, and I took some pictures and I sent them to Luke. Brian's family wanted me to have this stuff, and I told them that, you know, why don't we sell it and use the money to do a memorial tribute show for Brian at the Bowery Electric, and we'll use the money to pay a headliner and make a really nice show. So I took some pictures and I sent them to Luke the other day, and he didn't get back to me. And then I got this news. Yeah. So it was very very tragic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. Hey, Danny in Arizona. How you doing? What's up, Michelle in Florida?
Hey.
Brian in Brooklyn. So that said, yeah, it's fucked. A couple things. Let's try to shake it off. And okay. Listen, you know what? I'll lead off with some humor, with something funny, right? Okay. So we played in Worcester, Mass.
Beautiful tropical
Worcester, Mass, and the show was good. We played with Tree. You know, it was moved inside.
That was at Ralph's.
It was at Ralph's. It was supposed to be outside, but the weather was fucked, so they moved it inside. And the show was good. So we go up there, and like I'm sort of like the travel agent for the band, and so. I book us into this hotel in Worcester, right?
Yeah.
Thinking, listen, it's close to the venue.
And it's cheap.
It wasn't that cheap.
Was it?
It wasn't that cheap. It wasn't.
Okay.
It was like, it wasn't that cheap. It was like $220 a room.
Okay, so that's you know.
So it was 10 minutes from the venue. That's what we do. We like to stay near the venue. And you know the drill, and have breakfast together the next morning and everything.
Yes.
So we get there, and right away I'm like, what the fuck, right? And so my wife, Rochelle, gets it. It was a La Quinta, and this was a review of the hotel. And this is classic. The room was smelly, looked like someone got bashed in the head with a hammer, and blood splattered on the carpet. The rug was damp and felt gross on feet. Did not enjoy the stay at all. Let me tell you something.
Oh man, that's disgusting. That wet rug would have done me in. That would have done me.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, my friends.
I hope you didn't put anything down on top of the bed, because you know that's a sperm blanket. The whole place was
gross. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I stay at a hotel, I always peel back the sperm blanket because they never wash that. They don't wash it as much as the rest.
Why did you see that thing online where they put some ultraviolet light to it? It was
DNA everywhere. So you peel that back, you throw that on the floor, and then
listen. I'm a dude, and let me tell you something. As a dude who happens to have a penis and is known to excrete millions of.
We don't want to hear about that today. We're not.
I just don't ever remember sperming on that sheet. Like, but listen, I might be an anomaly. Like I'll sperm on.
And I think that they did that Dateline like back in like the 90s, and
Yeah.
I still have post-traumatic stress disorder from it.
I'm sure there's people out there that are like, I like to sperm on the blankets. Fucking.
Right, and then people are going in there with their suitcase, putting their suitcase, their clothes, their this, their that. No, you got to get rid of that. Peel that back.
It's like a long way to the top if you're gonna rock and roll. Promoters and ripoffs, spermy blankets. How's this sound? You ready? You know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care, man. I'm here to rock and roll. I don't give a fuck what's happening. If someone got hit in the head with a hammer in the room, if whatever, man, just get out of my way. We're here to rock and roll and eat breakfast and eat.
Steven's comment was, you got to bring one of those blue lights with you. But if I brought one of those blue lights with me, I would never go anywhere.
Oh, here we go. Don from Cropsey. Guilty. Yeah, and you know what? You Cropsey guys, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Those guys are twisted. They're probably like, hey, what do you say we rent that room by the Holland Tunnel and the five of us go over there and jerk off on the blanket? Like I could see the Cropsey guys doing that. Wait, what am I walking into? Oh, you don't want none of this, sister.
Let me tell you, Elisa is actually our travel agent.
Yeah.
Okay? Elisa is our travel agent, and our hotels are always, maybe you should consider hiring her.
Are you saying that my you know what?
I think your hotel picker is a little off.
You know what? You know what the number one thing that matters to me most when the band is staying in a hotel?
The powdered eggs the next morning.
The waffles, if they have those. I like the waffles where you put the waffle stuff in and then you close the thing and you turn it and the time like that's like to me it's like if they have that, we're all in.
That's like the sign of like a classy establishment.
Yeah, because and my wife's like, stop eating that shit. And I'm like, anyway.
Well, I had a good weekend.
Yeah, you did. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, let me lead off with this.
Okay.
Right here.
Oh, I had a very good weekend.
What's going on here?
So, Women of the Pit teams up with Punk Rock Saves Lives, and we went to a roller derby. We went to go see the Long Island Roller Rebels play against Divergence at Safescape in Bethpage, right here on Long Island. It was amazing. They had a bunch of vendors, and we were able to sell merch and collect donations for an organization called Long Island Cares, which is the Harry Chapin food bank. And there we are with a couple of the players there.
Is that her name, Reign of Terror?
Reign of Terror, yeah.
You know what?
You have to check out their names.
That's fucking great. Reign of Terror.
Yeah. Their names were awesome. All the derby names. The people were amazing. It was a real cool family atmosphere. It was really rainy that night, and a lot of families came out to watch this. It was a lot of fun. Robin from Punk Rock Saves Lives Long Island chapter came out. Yep, there's a bunch of the team there.
Did they really beat on each other?
No, it was like it wasn't bad. It was a lot of pushing and shoving. There was a couple of nasty falls. I mean, there were some falls that I would not have gotten up from, for sure.
Right.
It was a pit of a different kind, Right. But it was.
I remember when I was a kid growing up, and I might be a little bit older than a couple people out there, but I remember like when like women's roller derby was like on channel 11 or whatever, and not that I ever really understood it. It sort of was like, I mean, but they were kind of beating on each other, and it wasn't until rollerball with James Caan that I thought that was
cool, this was a lot of like pushing, shoving. I mean, you definitely had to be athletic, and I mean, because like the whole purpose of it is to block the skater going through, so once the woman with the star on her helmet, you're trying to prevent people from making a rotation. So it was a lot of fun. And Robin from Punk Rock Saves Lives won the 50-50 raffle, and she gave her winnings also to the donations that we were collecting. So we actually raised $572 for the food bank, which is going to provide over like 300 meals for people.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
So, yeah, we're really, really happy about that.
That's great. Rollerball was a great friggin' film, as was. Yeah. Listen, these are the great films. These are the great sci-fi films of the 70s. Yeah. Rollerball, the original Planet of the Apes, Logan's Run, the original Alien. I mean, these are great.
Yeah.
Zardoz.
So Daniela Page set us up with the Roller Rebels. And I think this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. We'd love to go back and do it again. So, absolutely. And I encourage everybody to come out. And there's a lot of punk people there. It's like a punk adjacent activity.
Well, there's been a lot of that crossover lately. But speaking of which, though, next that you guys are doing is the Women of the Pit Code Drive at the Bowery Electric on Sunday, December 14th, right? The holiday slammer.
Yes, that's what we're doing next. We got that coming up next. And we actually just added another coat drive onto that weekend up in Boston, December 12th. Sonic Bomb is going to be playing with Butterbrain up in Boston that Friday night. And we're going to be collecting some coats there
right
too.
On.
So, yeah.
Hey, I want to, speaking of Boston, we'd be amiss not to mention Larry Kelly quarterbacked the show at Bridge 9 Records with 10-Yard Fight, which was a smashing success. I guess it sold out in 15 minutes. And
these shows that Larry's involved in and putting together are really something special. I mean, like these huge bands in there with 120 people, such an intimate, cool atmosphere, Yeah. Really amazing.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Larry Kelly's rocking that new that new ID shirt that I'm getting grief over.
I like that.
Because it's the hammer colors, so
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, yeah.
Congratulations, Larry Kelly and Bridge 9. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So I'm just recovering now on Long Island at Mom's house. That's why you see a different background here.
Oh, and are you coming down to the show on Sunday?
Yep. Yeah. I'm in town.
For those wondering, and we're going to be talking about this with today's guest, this Sunday, not only will Laurie Dawn be featured down at the Bowery Electric, but in support the supporting acts, 24/7 Spies, Rebelmatic, Ake, Deadshot, and Fulano will be supporting the appearance of Laurie Dawn.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. It's been too long. I think it's been since your wedding. I've always been busy, or something's come up, or
Stoked.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get our guest on, and if you're around, I'll pop you back on in a bit.
Yep. Okay.
All right, thanks.
Enjoy the show.
Will do. That's right. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, 126 Hardcore Clothing, Mad Vintage, rest in peace, Luke Madden, Women of the Pit, She-Devil Coven, and the Texas Silver Rush. They're a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces as well as the styling for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. Information online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. That said, let's clear the deck. What the heck? And let's bring on our guest, who, yes, Chris Contos, is a drummer. So that said, make sure. Love you too, Chris Contos. And yo, are you going to be out? Are we going to see you in San Francisco, bro? You know, ID's playing out there in a couple weeks. Chris Contos, if you're out there, if you're not on tour with one of your many bands, we're playing Crash Fest with GBH in a couple weeks. All right. Enough of me talking about me. Let's bring our guest on and let's do what we do. Today's guest is an American drummer hailing from the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. In his incredibly proficient career, he is known for his work with the artists FunkFace, Abstract, Vernon Reid, Big Daddy Kane, Maafa, the Wu-Tang Clan, Funky Nomads, Black Vampires, Box Slider, Rebelmatic, and many, many others. Please welcome, coming at us from South Ozone Park, Queens, Mr. Ramsey Satellite Jones.
Hey, Drew. How you doing, brother?
My dude, good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Before we start, I just want to give my condolences to Luke's family.
Yes.
I know I've lost a lot of people in my life, so
yeah,
you know, he was very young, so just want to give a shout out and my condolences to his family.
Thanks, and I'm sure we're gonna touch on it because you know we're gonna get to, you know, as we go through our journey today, we're gonna get to your story, you know, your family story, and your brother passed away. He was young too when he passed.
2004.
Yeah, I mean,
he died 2 days before his birthday.
Yeah, so lots to talk about, but
yeah,
I'm glad you're here, man.
Yes, thank you for having me on the show, man. It's been a long time.
It's like I do, you know, I've done a couple of these shows, and it's always really enjoyable when a friend is coming on, and it's like I don't, you know, it's not super stressful. It's like
right,
we're just gonna bounce the ball back and forth, and those are and you know those turn out to be the great shows. So tell us, how did you come up? Did you grow up in a musical household, and how did music come into your life?
So. No, I was born in 1965, so in Brownsville projects, and that area was so rough, man. You know, that was an era of gangs, because there was gangs on every block. So when I got older, I was 4 years old, and my parents, they were both singers, and
right.
You know, they weren't professional singers, but my mother especially was her and her family, her sisters, they were amazing singers.
Is that right?
Know? Yeah, like my father's William Jones and my mother's Cherry Jones, and
this is Cherry Jones.
That's Cherry Jones holding my brother Mark, and that's me with the big head and sucking on a nipple at that at her friend's house, my mother's friend's house. I was playing the piano.
Cherry Jones had 3 boys and 2 girls, correct?
No, 3 boys and 3 girls.
3 boys and 3 girls.
Yeah, it was me.
Wow.
It was me. My brother Mark, my sister Monique Jones, my brother Russell Jones, who's an old dirty bastard, my sister Dion Jones, and my sister Lamarne Jones. And then later on in the 70s, I got another sister, Aisha Fatima Jones, and another brother named Chris Seif Jones. And I have another sister who's older than me. So my father, you know, he got around. Her name is Nisi, and she lives in Japan right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got a large family.
Yeah.
But when my mother was 3 boys, 3 girls.
And here is a shot. Now you sent these to me. You gotta scan these, man.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
I know you sending me pictures, but these deserve the star treatment.
So
who's in this?
All right, so I'm on the left of the picture. As you can see, we're wearing our Fruit of the Looms. That's me on the left.
Yeah.
That's my brother ODB, Russell Jones in the middle, and that's my brother Mark on the right. That's at my
Wow.
aunt. That's what Aunt Kat's house, on my father's side, my father's sister, at the Clinton Hill condo co-ops. Actually, Clinton Hill co-ops.
Wow.
Right on I think it's Clinton Street. So 1975.
So growing up in the Brownsville projects?
Yeah, grew up in the Brownsville projects.
It must have been quite a fun adventure.
It was very fun because, you know, at the time, you know, growing up, there was so much music all around. Like, you know, like where I grew up, you know, you had the ice cream truck pass by and all the kids run down, and that whole skit that Eddie Murphy talked about,
Eddie Murphy
is very accurate. Like,
get your father a toasted almond bar,
right? My mother would throw the change from the fifth floor,
of course,
fifth floor,
sure.
And I would catch it and run to get the ice cream,
sure,
to the ice cream truck and get whatever ice cream for my mother or my family, you know. But growing up around the house in Brownsville, you know, I had 2 brothers and 3 sisters. You know, we entertained ourselves with music, and my mother, father both had records. My mother was heavily into Gladys Knight and the Pips, so I heard that a lot. Yeah, that's me on the left in the white. That's my sister Monique in the red. That's my brother Russell Jones, ODB. And on the end in the striped shirt, that's Mark Jones. That was the one with the afro. He later had the afro.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, so that's in Brownsville. That's taken in Brownsville projects, that picture.
So like you said, this was the 70s. And I mean, we're basically the same age.
Yes.
But, you know, radio was radio growing up in the 70s, and it was a big conduit. And sure, Gladys Knight and the Pips and Midnight Train to Georgia. And just radio was vibrant back then.
It was. And what really got me into music was my father, around 1970, called me into the living room. I was 4 years old at the time. And he called me into the living room to watch TV with him. And I said, okay. So I go in there, and we ended up watching. He showed me it was Jimi Hendrix Obituary. I think it was Harry Reasoner on, it was CBS. And he said a world famous guitarist passed away today. Yesterday, it was Jimi Hendrix. And it was my first time hearing the name Jimi Hendrix. So when I saw how he looked and his afro, and he had to playing the guitar with his teeth and all that, I was like, who is this guy? So the next day after watching that broadcast, my father brings home the Beatles' first album, Meet the Beatles, and Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? Hands it to me, says, son, this is for you. Right? So my father, I didn't tell you this. So my father bought us a GE record player prior to that, because we had a Sesame Street had just come out in '69, and he bought us the record. So we had a GE record player to listen to it on. So I go into the room, I put on the Beatles, Meet the Beatles, and I'm listening to I Want to Hold Your Hand. And I was like, wow, this English sound is like so catchy. And yeah, that's me on the right in the white shirt. That's my cousin. I'm standing next to my cousin Vinny, and that's his brother Zach next to my mother Cherry Jones, and that's my brother ODB on the bottom, Russell Jones, throwing his hands up.
Your mom looked cool, man. She was styling.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into more about what she did for, like as far as like how that's where I get my style from, both my parents, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm listening to the Beatles album, and I'm so fascinated with the sound, the English sound, and I'm like, wow, you know, this is amazing. And then I put on Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? And then when Purple Haze, the opening chords hit me, I was like, what am I listening to? And I'm looking at the cover, and then I turn to the back cover, and the first words I see is Be Forewarned. And then Manic Depression comes on, and I was like hooked. I said, I want to be a musician. After listening to the whole album in its entirety, I said, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah. So Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles were very instrumental. My father, thank God bless, rest in peace. He introduced me to those 2 groups. And that made me decide to be a musician. So after that, I started banging on Tupperware. I was playing drums on Tupperware, and that's how I started. My parents couldn't afford a drum set for me. Right. So I would bang on Tupperware, And I remember my mother bringing me over to her sister's house when she lived in Coney Island. Her sister Rosetta, my aunt Rosetta.
Is that?
And she said,
wait. I think I have a picture. I know it might be a little later in the timeline, but isn't this your mom and Aunt Rosetta?
No, that's actually my mother's mother. That's my grandmother Gertrude Cuffey.
Wow.
In the middle. And
they're doing it right here, man.
Yeah, I don't have a picture of my her sister, but that's my mother's mother. That's Gertrude Cuffey, Grandma Cuffey. Okay. And she I have Native American blood in my family, you know, on both sides. And the Cuffey side is a Shinnecock Indian.
Is that your mom on the left?
My mom is on the left in the blue thing, looking fierce, and that's my grandmother right there in the kind of like what's the color? Like a kind of.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks like Church Day.
It is. It's probably Church Day.
Yeah.
It's almost like a purple, like a light purple violet. I don't know what color that is, but that's my beautiful grandmother.
Is your mom still with us?
Yeah, my mother's still with us.
Fantastic.
My grandmother passed away years ago, long time ago. But yeah, I mean that like growing up around the house, listening to a lot of like the James Brown, the Beatles, Hendrix, Samande. Even my father had an album, Eddie Paul. I think it was Eddie Paul Murray. I think it was Eddie Paul Murray. It was live at Sing Sing. And his friend, my father worked for Housing Authority at the time, doing maintenance, and he brought his friend over to the house. And I was 5 years old at the time, and he was playing the album Eddie Paul Murray live at Sing Sing, and his friend go, "Hey man, your son, he's just sitting there listening to the music. He's quiet." And my father said, "Yeah, when he hears music, he's like content." So that was an example of like how music always soothed me, always like, especially with my family. I always had my brothers and sisters pretend that we were a group. So I would grab a broomstick thinking I'm Jimi Hendrix, and I would hand like coat hangers to my brother to play. That's the album. Yes. That album is incredible. The Harlem River Drive.
Wow. I am not familiar with this record.
Wicked record, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the record I listened to when I was 5 years old. And my father brought his friends over to the house that he worked in Housing Authority. And I was just sitting there listening to it. And his friend was impressed. He's like, "Dude, your son he's quiet, man. He's listening." He said, yeah, my son loves music.
Chris Contos, drummer extraordinaire, says, wild how hitting things around the house is drumming.
Yes, it is.
It ends up on a proper drum set. Can't really do that with any other instruments. Sticks on books, pots.
Yep, I did that too.
Gateway to drums. I guess I never thought about that. I guess as a drummer, you could start, young, kind of just doing all kinds of stuff around the house.
Yeah.
A lot of the other stuff, Dad, can I get a guitar? Ma, can you get me, but drumming, you could start really organically, grassroots in the house, in the apartment, in the projects, wherever.
Yeah. I mean, I made do with what I had, I mean, I remember, like growing up during this disco era, and at that time the top 40 radio. So my ears were absorbing every style of music, and I loved it. My parents would take us to a mall that was in Brownsville, and they would leave us in the car. And he said, "We're not bringing you motherfuckers in there because y'all wild."
Back then, you could lock the kids in the car.
They locked us in the car. So my father left the radio on. He said, "Y'all listen to music on the radio," and that kept us contained and content.
Imagine that.
So I was listening to.
It was a different world.
Yeah, and I was a latchkey kid. I had the key to the house, so my father entrusted it to me. So we made sure if any someone knock on the door, they said, "Hey, I came to see your father," and I was like, "My father said not to let nobody in the house." Even my aunt got mad at me one time. He says, "I'm your aunt. You can't even let me in the house." Daddy said not to let nobody in the house.
Nobody in. Hey, another one of our great drumming friends,
Gary. What's up, Gary? Peace.
What's up, Gary? Hope you're well, buddy. We love you and we miss you.
Love you, Gary.
Yeah. So what was as a young person, what was the first live? Do you remember live music? Like, did you go out? Did you see anything? What was the first live music that you saw?
You know, the first, I would say, the first live music was there was a band that my mother knew at the time in Brownsville, and I don't know if it was either BT Express or not Brass Construction, but because my mother knew the members of BT Express, and that photo of that first album where they on the subway platform, that picture was taken down the street from where I live in the Brownsville projects. So my mother went to school with those guys at Franklin K. Lane in the 60s. And
here it is. Oh, what a great cover.
That was taken down the street from where I lived in the Brownsville project.
Fucking great cover.
Yeah,
man.
That's a classic album. That's a dope album. The producer, Randy Mueller, produced that album, and Brass Construction and Sky. Sky was like a disco R&B group in the late 70s, 80s.
Yes, I remember Sky.
Yeah, the same Randy Mueller. You see his name on all those releases, man. He produced. He's a cat that. That's it. I think my mother was friends with I forgot the guy's name. I think the drummer. Because she went to Franklin K. Lane with some of the members, and they actually wanted her in the group.
This reminds me of the Grandmaster Flash record cover where they're standing
out in the projects, like the burnt out buildings. Yeah. Yeah, that's an incredible record, man. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, and I listened to a lot of like the Mandrill, even like top 40 radio. So I was listening to all the current artists at the time, like Elton John and Fleetwood Mac, Joe Cocker, what's the cat that's did Life? Man, he was in the early Fleetwood Mac.
Give me a clue.
Yeah.
Give me a clue.
Life can be so hard. I had a man.
Joe Walsh.
Yes, Joe Walsh. I love Joe Walsh. He was in Grand.
Life's been good to me so far.
Yeah, that was my jam, man. But during the 70s, I immersed myself in all kinds of music, man. So I was a sponge for it all.
Yeah.
And when the punk scene came around, you know, I was familiar with like the Sex Pistols, Adverts, the Clash. I was a big fan of the Clash, and at the time I was going to school. I was in the 7th grade. And
where'd you go to school?
I went to IS 218 in Brooklyn, right near in Linden Plaza. We lived in Brownsville, and I think around from 65 up to 70, 75. And then we moved from there to 1765 Prospect Place, which is that project is torn down. That building had the gang, the Tomahawks, living. Yeah,
the Tomahawks.
The Tomahawks. They lived in that building. So like some of the members lived in that building. So every day I had to deal with like getting robbed by a member or run in with like five gang members, and they would pick my pockets, and all I found, all I keep. You got money, all I found, all I keep. I'm like, damn, this is what I had to deal with. So I had to like fisticuffs,
Yeah.
That's how it was in those days, man.
Yeah.
So that movie, The Education of Sonny Carson, that's all accurate. All accurate.
Why did we? I remember when we were talking, Johnny Guitar Watson came up. How did Johnny Guitar Watson? What context was that?
I was talking about the time that my cousin RZA had flown me out to LA to do a session with Corinne Bailey Rae.
Okay.
And this was in 2010.
Okay.
And the studio we recorded in was where Johnny Guitar Watson recorded those 2 albums.
Okay.
Ain't That a Bitch? And Real Mother For You.
All right, yeah, because I happen to be a bit of a Johnny Guitar Watson fan, and
I love Johnny Guitar
sort of
Watson.
in my own way, was led to Johnny Guitar Watson, sort of in a roundabout way, being a Frank Zappa fanatic as a
Frank
kid
Zappa's
growing up.
amazing.
Frank Zappa's big guitar influence was Johnny Guitar Watson.
Right, exactly.
So I discovered Zappa as a young teenager and then sort of follow the breadcrumbs to Johnny Guitar Watson. Like, what's this?
Yeah.
and then that led to sort of a lot of things, you know, in that sort of world, that funky R&B world.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm into all of it, man. I mean, like I said, I grew up listening to top 40 R&B, you know, and rock, and a lot of times I got teased in school, about the music I listened to, because, you know, at that time disco was king, and hip hop was just coming out in '79 because Sugar Hill Gang dropped Rapper's Delight in the summer of '79, and I remember it vividly because I was in high school, my first semester in high school. And there was a friend in my class. I think his name was Andre. He was very shy. We made we connected because I was shy also. I didn't, you know, I was low key because all the other kids there were rambunctious motherfuckers. Like like they would light M80s in the lunchroom or their lunch table and blow it up. Like the school, it was East New York Vocational Tech High School that I went to. So that first semester, I think the school went out for summer session, and then we came back in the fall. And I remember Sugar Hill dropped Rapper's Delight over the summer.
It was
when we
huge.
came back in the fall. Yeah, when we came back in the fall, and Andre happened to be in the same class, the first thing he started saying was "to the hip, the hop, the hippity, the hippity." Dude, me and my other friends looked over at him like. That record like opened him up. Like hip hop just made him like confident to speak out. And we were shocked, like we were like, Andre? I said, dude, I can't believe that's you, because the first semester you were quiet and, you know, we were getting to know each other, you know.
Andre got his passport, man.
He got his passport, dude. That second semester, all he was to the hip hop, and he was like confident, like bravado and everything. I was like, dude, I said, you weren't like this in the first semester, but you see what music can do to people, you know. It's
100%. And just real quick, I too was in high school when that came out. I think I was at JFK High School in the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
And I have a vivid memory of, you know, they would have like city buses come through to pick up kids. There was no school buses, right? They'd have city bus come through, and you get on the city bus. And back then, boom boxes were the thing.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it would be like battle of the boom boxes. And I remember everybody getting on the bus, and it was like white kids, Puerto Rican kids, black kids.
Yeah.
I mean, where I went to the Bronx, there was no sort of race wars or anything like that. Everybody was in it together. There was
of course. I remember those days too.
Yeah, people would battle over music, but not over
turf, not over
race and
race.
Black, white, none of that. People would be like, "What are you, disco? Yo, fuck you!" Like
exactly.
Like music would be. People would brawl over music, but I have a vivid memory of everybody being on the bus, and people had boom boxes. And the call would go out, yo, tune into like Kiss FM or whatever it was back then. 92 KTU.
KU,
right?
Yeah.
Everybody would, KTU. And I remember
Paco.
Everybody, Paco, right? And everybody dials it in, and Rapper's Delight comes on the bus through like 25 boom boxes, and everybody, black, white, girls, guys,
all united.
Everybody united together. And like I have a vivid, cherished memory of being a young person and being in that situation and just feeling the power and the unifying spirit of music.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I loved about that era, you know. But you know, at that time, like I said, I was teased a lot, and especially when it came to the Beatles, my cousin RZA, RZA's from my father's side of the family.
Right.
And GZA. So RZA, his family originally lived in Crown Heights in the late 60s, 70s. And we used to go over to each other's house. Like they would come to Brownsville. We would go visit them in Crown Heights. And then when they moved to Staten Island, we would go visit them there anyway, because we were that close, you know. So RZA would come over to our house in Linden Plaza. And we had 2 turntables in the room and a mixer. And I also had a Casio tone keyboard. And I had a drum machine. So my cousin RZA,
like what was that first drum machine? The what was
it was
the Lynn. Hold on.
Oh no, the Lynn was later. This one,
what was the first? Anybody out there? What was that first drum? Like that first drum machine that everybody ran out and got when it came out. So someone in the chat room will post it. Keep going.
So my cousin RZA would come over the house, and he was and I heard him start like rhyming, because you know we were listening to at the time a lot of the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, the Treacherous 3,
Cool Mo D,
you know, a lot of like Spoonie G, he started rhyming, and I was like, yo, cuz you got a special gift. You know, my brother wasn't rhyming at the time. He was actually looking up to RZA, you know, because you know he was trying to find his niche, find his way. And then one day, and then another thing, we were watching a lot of the Kung Fu Cinema on Channel 5.
You think?
At that time.
Yeah.
And my cousin RZA and my brother would go to 42nd Street. I never joined them. They would go there, you know, and they would like have the greatest time of all. And I would go by myself with my other friends. Yeah. But at our house, when he came over to our house, we would like make hip hop tapes. So I would get my Casio keyboard and play like Dennis Edwards, Don't Look Any Further, playing the bass line, dum 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 dum, with a drum machine, and it's these drum machines that are already programmed, and my cousin would rhyme over the track, and then we would make up tracks like on the spot, like it was so like spontaneous. And I remember the Fat Boys came out, the first record by the Fat Boys came out, and I managed to get a headphone, plug it in, and made it into a mic.
Right.
And I was doing the human beatbox.
Yeah.
And we had it on the speaker, coming through the speakers. And my aunt, we had the door closed to our room because GZA came. That was the first time GZA came over to the house. RZA said, yo, this is your cousin GZA. So we were all in the room just making hip hop, like making magic. My aunt Kat knocks on the door, and I open the door. She says, "Oh, you guys, you got the new Fat Boy record?" I go, "No, that's me, Aunt Kat." She said, "Are you kidding me? That's you making that beat?" I said, "Yeah," because it sounded so real, and I like put the bass and treble on it, and it was pumping. I never forgot that day. But me, my cousin RZA and GZA, we made a hip hop tape, like with them rhyming, and RZA was scratching, and on the turntable, 2 turntables that we had in the room, in the mixer, and we would do everything spontaneous. Yeah. And then he took the tape to his school, played it for his classmates, and he came back over to my house the following week and said, "Yo, cuz, we got to make more tapes like this. My friends are like digging it, you know." And I say, "All right." So we continue to make more tapes, and then over time, you know, my family, my father had left my mother. You know, they had like an argument, so they we eventually got evicted from Linden Plaza, and a lot of those tapes and stuff that I had all got lost. Even there was a record that my cousin, my brother ODB, and GZA did called "All In Together Now Crew." It was their first record. I seen it once. I never heard it, but I seen it once. This was like 1983, 82, I think. And I was like, wow, this is your first record. But I if anyone out there knows, it's called the All In Together Now Crew. That was the first record with my cousin RZA and GZA and my brother.
Here's I got to show you this. Here's a shot of me and Buffy the Human Beatbox.
Wow, that's dope.
Me and Buff back in the day.
That's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
I met Prince Marky D going to my building that I used to live in, Linden Plaza. And I stopped him. I said, Prince Marky D. And he turned around and looked, and I told him who I was related to. He said, oh, word. And we just like, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
He was a kind soul. He passed very young as well, you know.
Yeah, I know.
This is on the set of I think it was the Wipeout music video. I worked with them twice on the Wipeout music video. And on they did the Twist with Chubby Checker. They did like a remake of the Twist.
Yeah, I remember that.
I worked on both those things. But the thing that was really weird, and I don't want to take up much time with this, is that like there was this real weird vibe that like their manager was like really like trying to like keep them like eating constantly and keep them fat and overweight,
unhealthy,
and unhealthy. And I think, you know, that's a big part of what killed him. I mean, he was incredibly obese, and they would feed them junk food all day long. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. And I know one of them might have been Prince Marky D.
Yeah.
Really ended up saying, yo, fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not doing this.
Selling my soul. I'm
not going to eat, you know, I'm not going to, you know, it's going to kill me.
Yeah, you know? I saw them at Madison Square Garden at Ringling Brothers Bar and Belly Circus, and they were the highlight.
Yeah. They were a hoot.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were big, and I know that not to sidetrack, but
it's okay.
I know that and I'm assuming that these guys were a big influence on you and your cousins and all the. I mean, here's me and these two guys. You know.
Oh yeah, Eric B and Rakim. Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yo.
Yeah.
I remember hearing Eric B as president on.
Yeah, it was great.
I think the Marley Marl and Control show at the time, and the next day I ran down to downtown Brooklyn to Beat Street Records.
Oh wow!
I ran up the stairs. I said, "Hey, you got this record by you know, those usual like, you know, the usual thing, like you forget, you don't even know what it sounds like. It goes make him clap to this, you know." And the guy was like, "No, I don't know what that is."
Right.
So I said, "Okay." And I walked downstairs. As I'm walking down the stairs of B Street, this guy bolts up the stairs with a box radio, and something told me to stop. I turned around. Yo, he says to the same guy that I just finished talking to, he says, "Hey, you got this?" And press, and it's Eric B and Rakim. I said, "Holy shit." I run back upstairs. I go, "That's it." And the guy looks at, "Oh, Eric B is president." No, it's coming out next week. We were looking at each other. We were like, because that record was like so important. It was like you could see the change. You could hear the change in hip hop.
Yeah.
From the flash to that.
Yeah. And they were sort of the change a little bit also from, you know, from sort of the Fat Boys and Kwame and sort of like stuff that was a little corny maybe to like shit's getting kind of real.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Know, with Eric B and Rakim.
Eric B and Rakim were like he set the precedent, man. That was
and then of course, you know, in whatever it was it 95 when the Wu put out that first record, then things really went woo. But I guess it's fair to say that your cousin was really pretty focused and driven at a very young age, huh?
He definitely was, because I remember in 80, I think it was like 86, might have been 86 or 85. I think it was probably 86. And he had a record called We Love You, Rakim. And I think that was on Tommy Boy. And or I think Cold Chillin' or Tommy Boy. And I remember telling him, and he was still living in Staten Island at the time, at a different house. And he called me, he said, "Yo, cuz, I want you to help me do some production on." It
was on Tommy Boy.
Right, it was Tommy Boy.
It was called "I Love You." Oh,
We Love You, Rakim.
Rakim.
Right.
Is an extended play that Robert Diggs released on Tommy Boy Records in 1991 under the name Prince Rakim.
Right. So around that time, I was I was seeing this girl at the time that lived in Staten Island. She was like a gothic rock artist from Germany. Her name is Katya.
Come on now.
Katya something. So she wore these leather duds. She came to because what happened was I was supposed to hook up with her. That's it. That's the 12-inch.
Yeah.
And I was in Staten Island to see her and to collaborate some music with her. And then my cousin called me and said, "Hey man, come over to the house. I want to do some production." I said, "All right." And I told him, I said, cuz that's not your true style. Cause I know you're doing a commercial record just to, get in. He said, yeah, I know. And it took years for him to evolve into what he wanted the Wu-Tang sound to be.
Sure.
And I never forget, it all came to pass around 95.
Yeah.
Early 95, 94. I was
Right.
working at Tower Records at the time. And RZA's brother came in to visit me at Tower Video. King, Randy, came to visit me. He says, yo, RZA did a gangster move. I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, he's got a group called Wu-Tang, and he's got each member, including your brother, a separate record deal. He said, that's unheard of. I was like, wow. So when he told me that, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And around that time,
was that before this dropped?
Yeah, it was before that first album.
Why am I drawing a blank on what label this came out on? Loud?
That was Loud, yeah.
It was Loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but the first record was Protect Your Neck. It was on a 12-inch, and they sold it from their car. Like that record hit like a bomb. They sold that record like by word of mouth, by like selling it out in the street. But anyway.
But I have to insert that, and of course, like I'm kind of in the game at the time. We're doing, we did Onyx and this, whatever. But the Wu-Tang Protect Your Neck video was on. What was that? Ralph Daniels, Music Box.
Yes, I know like, Ralph McDaniels.
Was that what it was? The one where you could call in. It was like a music. You could call in and they'd play it.
Yep.
Was that what it was? Was that the music?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Yo.
I watched it back
Protect Your Neck was on every other video. It just, that thing blew up.
Yeah.
Like organically.
Yeah.
From the streets. Mm-hmm. It was unbelievable. Like the groundswell that got.
Yeah. And what was the thing that at the time, RZA and his brother Mitchell, Randy and his brother Mitchell picked me up from Tower Video. Yeah. They said, yo, cuz, we're going to play you 2 songs and we want your opinion on which one should be the single. So I get in the car and they're driving me to Broadway Junction so I can catch the A train to go home. The first song he plays for me is After Laughter comes teeth. Yeah. And that track came on. I was like, this is dope. And they said, okay, we got another one. They play it for me. And then they said, we got another track. Then it goes, boo, whoa, 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 whoa. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Da-dun. And when I heard that, I was like, and when they pulled up in front of Broadway Junction, it said, so what do you think should be the single? I said, the second song, Cream. It said, you sure? I go, yeah. I said, okay. And I got out the car. And so that's when they chose to release the single. It was Cream. I picked Cream.
Yeah. You know what? Let's pull it back in a little bit.
Yes, sure.
And get back on your journey. Mm-hmm. And let's talk a little bit about this. Abstract.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So that was my first band, and I joined in '89. So the gentleman standing next to me on my right is a childhood friend, Intified. His name is Vaughn McLeod, but he changed his name to Intified. We go way back to Linden Plaza. He lived on the 15th floor. My family lived on the 12th floor. So he used to come down to our house. He was friends with my brother Mark and Russell first. And it took some time for him to warm up to me because he thought I was weird because of the music I listened to. Like he told my brothers, your brother loves the Beatles and he listens to Jimi Hendrix and Black Sabbath. Ooh, he's weird. But the thing that connected us was comic books.
Sure.
And I had a large comic book collection. So my brother Mark and I had the largest comic book collection. But that group, I'll tell you how I joined it. So Intified on the right with the box top haircut, including mine's. This was taken in, I think it was 1992, that picture. So they had another drummer in the group, and they used to rehearse at 6A Studios on 2nd Avenue and between East 5th, I think East 5th Street and East 4th. And you go down into the street. The studio was downstairs in the street. So my friend Intify called me and said, yo, Ramsey, man, come to one of our rehearsals because this drummer ain't working out, man. He's just, So I go with him, and I'm sitting there checking out the other drummer, and he's like not keeping time. And then during the rehearsal, he goes to the bathroom. He says he excuses himself to go to the bathroom, right? My friend Intify says, Von McLeod says, Ramsey, get on the drums, get on the drums. So we go over the song that they just played. My bass player that's on the left with the baseball cap, he looks at me. Oh my God, finally someone's playing in time. I got a drummer that can play in time. And we instantly meshed. The singer that's on the left, he has the glasses with the kind of cap on the right of Bomb Cloud. That's John Ortiz.
John Ortiz,
he passed away, I think, 5 years ago. It was an unfortunate circumstance. He was homeless, he was in Florida, living in a homeless shelter. He was homeless at the time, and he walked away from the homeless shelter, and they didn't find him until like a week later. They found his body underneath a bridge. Like it was sad, but they had the funeral here in New York, in Brooklyn.
This is him. This is him on stage singing, correct?
Yes, that's him. That's John Ortiz. Rest in peace. That's my guitarist, Mark Waith. The bass player is Ray Russell, and the keyboardist was Von McLeod, Intified.
Wait, hold on. I like what's happening here. Oh, this is the infamous. I like is this the infamous, what was that bass called? The Steinberger?
Steinberger, yeah. My bass player played
bass. Yeah, there he is.
Yep. That's me in the back with the fedora. That's the thing. I was always about dressing up and looking my best as because people come to see a show, you know. I think
is that right? Is that right? Ray Russell's also the current bassist in
Yes,
Maafa?
I got him in the band.
No kidding. I did not know that. It looks like you're playing Escapades.
Yes, we're playing Escapades. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember that gig. I remember people were walking up to us and saying, "You guys, what kind of music you guys play? You play like R&B?"
Yeah.
And I said, "No, just stick around." And they were like, their mouths dropped because our music was like 9 Inch Nails meets God, how would you say? Like it was 9 Inch Nails. Trying to think of a like new wave kind of group because we were like new wave. Yeah, that's me. Nice shot. We were like new wave mixed with R&B, and around 90, like we were still trying to find our sound. So it was like Depeche Mode, 9 Inch Nails, like it was all those sounds combined. And then when Helmet came out with Meantime, and that altered our sound totally.
Was there horns? Is there horns in the band?
That's FunkFace.
Oh,
that picture is FunkFace. Yeah.
Oops.
That's Funk. That's okay.
We'll
I'll get to that.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that because
my bad.
When I was in abstract,
I had that labeled wrong.
It's okay. When I was in abstract from 89 to 95. Right. So at the time, I went to see FunkFace in 1990, November 1990. Yeah, that's our demo tape, Abstract, Altered State of Mind.
When
we
demo
played
when
that.
demo tapes were the shit, right?
Yes, and we actually played that tape. We did a radio show on WBAI. I forgot the person that interviewed us, and they played music from that demo tape during our interview
Yeah.
on BAI, and it was great. Like Florida, I love you.
Flora souping you up.
Yeah, hey, making me blush over here, giving me a big head. No, I'm just kidding. So, I was in Abstract from '89 to '95, and there are clips of us at CBGB's playing. There's clubs that we play like Brownies. That's all on YouTube. You can look up Abstract. We're on the far right. There's I think that arrow
There's
right there.
there's an arrow there. Saturday, yeah.
CBGB's. Oh, the days of playing
Yeah.
at CBGB's and CBGB's 313.
Yeah.
Those are some amazing
There
times.
was a couple years there where, I mean, it was a very vibrant musical time for New York.
It was incredibly.
Right? It was
Yes.
not only were there, many, many, many bands, but live music was part of the culture. You went out and you went to see live music. Is that fair to say?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I remember times we played clubs like the Palladium, Brownies, Limelight,
Sure.
CB's. God, there's so many. Bond Street Cafe.
Yeah.
Lions Den.
Oh, wow.
Wetlands. We played Wetlands.
Come on now.
Tramps. Man,
Yeah.
there's so many clubs, man. I just this is rattling off. They're not around anymore. All of them are gone.
Very few of them are. But I think it's just a testament to sort of the past is dead. Long live the past.
Mm-hmm.
Things change, and the past is just not worth trying to hold on to. It'll run through your fingers.
Yes,
indeed. It's let us all be concerned with the present and looking to the future, because I think we all hear a lot about back in the day this and all that, and
yeah,
I don't get involved in any of that. I'm more interested in what's happening today and looking down the road for tomorrow. But a lot of people wax poetic about those days in New York when things were so. I mean, I look at I had there's a running list of like the gigs that I played in the late 80s into the 90s when I was in Antidote. And I recently I was looking at it and going, is that right? We played 3-4 times that week. You would play like you said, the Limelight on a Sunday, this place on a Wednesday, that place on a Friday. You played 3 or 4 nights a week in New York City.
Indeed. Then you had the hardcore matinee on Sundays at CB's, and man, it was a time, bro. It was such a prolific and productive period,
It sure was. How does now? I'm not sure if I'm getting the timeline right, but how does I know you said Abstract kind of winds down to 95.
Yeah.
Did FunkFace come on after that?
FunkFace was around before that. They were around in like 90, 89.
But you joining FunkFace?
I joined FunkFace in 95, and
all right.
I saw my friend Von McLeod was friends with the members of FunkFace, and I remember the first day I started working for Tower Records on my birthday, November 2nd. I was working at Tower Video, and then I went to the record store to pick up something, and my friend Von McLeod came by and said, "Hey man, you want to come with me to see my friend's band FunkFace?" I said, "FunkFace?" I said, "Sure." They played at I think Mars.
I was just about to say that when I was like, we used to play everywhere. I swear to God, I was going to say we'd play Mars, and I was like, nobody's even going to know that one.
Yeah, they played Mars, and the cool thing about Mars, I think it had 5 floors, 5 or 6 floors.
It was in the meatpacking district on the west side of Manhattan. It was funky over there. It had a whole bunch of different floors.
Yes, I saw Funkmaster Flex.
Oh, wow.
He was a radio DJ.
Oh, yeah, I remember they were doing,
Before he was a radio DJ, he was down there mixing hip hop, right? I saw him in the basement, and I complimented him. I said, "Dude, you're an amazing DJ." They said, "Oh man, thanks, man, thanks." and he was doing this thing. Then I go to the second floor, it was reggae. Then I went to the third floor, I think it was punk, new wave. I said, yo, this place is
wait, I gotta throw this in the mix. Here's a flyer of us playing at Mars.
Wow, look
Rock
at that.
on Mars Thursdays. Grand opening party on November 29th with
That's
Metropolis
incredible.
recording artist Antidote. Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. We played there. We played there a bunch of times, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's it's great to have documentation of that, man. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show you this. So
Please.
speaking of abstract,
What do you got? Oh, wow, look at that. Whoa.
yep, see?
Nice.
Now the inspiration behind this artwork, this is from a show we did at CBGB. So the inspiration behind this artwork, I literally had a dream when I was working in Tower Books. I had a dream of how that guy's jumping through a fire.
Uh-huh.
I had a dream that I jumped off in the clouds and I was coming through a ring of fire, and I had my arms extended out like that. And I told my friend who's an artist, Xavier, which you can see at the bottom here on the side, Xavier. I told him the dream. I said, hey, I want a flyer made for my gig at CB's. Could you? And I described it to him. He says, and he did it. And I saved the artwork. I saved the flyer.
Wow.
Yep. And yeah, go ahead.
Did you? Well, I was going to ask you. Did you work at the Tower Records on 4th Street?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. I mean, that kind of was the Tower Records.
Yeah, indeed. And I worked at Tower Video on Lafayette.
Oh wow.
Street.
Sure.
And books. I went from Tower Video in 90 to 94, and then I worked up at the bookshop upstairs, Tower Books, and then went to record store, Tower Records. So to get back to the story, so my friend invites me to Mars to see. Yep, look at that. I was there during that time.
That was
Yep.
I think
those
Keith
were the
Richards,
days.
Keith
Diane.
Richards,
Peace, Diane.
Keith Richards lived in that building, and so did Cher. And when I did the years, I guess a couple years later, when we did the Run DMC, it was my run. It was my Run DMC. When we did the Run DMC video, Russell Simmons was living in that building, and I went to visit him to talk to him about the video because his brother Run. So yeah, I went.
What was
to
the video that you did?
We did Ooh, What You Gonna Do? Never Let a Punk Get Away with Murder, Gunshots, all you heard, or what's it's on Down with the King.
Down with the King, yeah.
Paris Mayhew directed it. I produced it through my company Stone Films NYC, and the record went gold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing stories, man. Yeah, so like I went with my friend Interfied to Mars to see FunkFace. So like I said, I was going through each floor, digging all the music because that was the time, man. They like those places like played every genre of music. So my friend Interfied comes down and says, "Yo, Ramsey, FunkFace is going on." I said, "Okay." So we go to the top floor. Dude, the first thing I notice when I walk in is packed. I'm like, what group is this? And the stage is not even a stage. It's like tables. It's like furniture. It's put together like as a stage. Dude, when FunkFace came on and did "Oh Yeah," Luke Man did that video is on YouTube. It's a video of that song "Oh Yeah." It's FunkFace. Before I joined, Vernon Lemon was the original drummer in the group.
Right.
So when they played, people slam dancing. I was like, yo, I'm looking around. I'm like, this shit is amazing. So after they finished their set, I went on. They were like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Funkadelic, Fishbone. After they finished their set, I walked.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, I walked up to each member. I walked up to Frank, the bass player. I said, yo, you guys are incredible. I said, look, I'm friends with Vaughn McLeod. They said, oh, yeah, we know Vaughn. And I talked to Luke Mon, the lead singer, and Jeff. And I went to Vernon. I said, Vernon, you're an amazing drummer, dude. I love your band. And they had Tim Grove on guitar. Tim Grove and Jeff Yusamana were the two guitarists.
Mhm.
And Frank was the bass player. Frank is the brother to Jeff Yusamana.
Mm.
Luke Brown leasing and Vernon Lemon was drums.
He was great, great front man, great singer, great front man, great on record, great live. I mean,
yes,
Luke Mon brought it for sure.
Yeah, he bought it. And I'm gonna tell you, FunkFace had my band Abstract open up for them.
Is that right?
The Marquee. Yeah, at the Marquee.
The Marquee.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, this show was infamous because Luke Mon came out with a baby diaper on.
like some George Clinton shit, right?
Yep, and a baby bottle with a diaper.
That's awesome.
Dude, they blew my mind. I was so blown away by their performance. I had to go on stage and stand next to Vernon drums and just stand it and absorb the energy from the crowd because he'd stage dive. He had to tape the diaper back on because it was coming off. And they had us open for them at the Marquee. And we did Abstract did a few shows at the Marquee. So 95 hits. And my band Abstract is like at the end of his tenure. And the bass player, Frank Yusamana, hits me up on the phone and said, "Yo, Ramsey, man, would you mind coming to one of our rehearsals?" I go, "What happened to your drummer? What happened to Vernon?" He said, "Oh, he's MIA." Ooh. So I said, "All right, I'll come to your rehearsal." So it was a rehearsal studio right on Broadway, down the street from Tower Records. And as I get on the train, I bump into Jerome Jordan. He's the guitarist, dope guitarist. He played with Saul Williams and a bunch of other people. And he also played in my band at the beginning of Funky Nomads. Because I'll get to that story later. But anyway.
Funky Nomads, which was put together basically to back the GZA live.
Back a GZA, right.
Live.
When you play Liquid Swords and Wu-Tang live. So I bump into Jerome and he's heading to another rehearsal. I said, "Dude, I'm going to a rehearsal with FunkFace." He says, "Oh, they called you too?" They called me, and I'm going to, I can't really make it. I said, "Jerome, come to this rehearsal, man. Forget that other rehearsal." So I coaxed him to come to the FunkFace rehearsal, right? We get there, and Luke Man says, "Jerome, I thought you was going to I thought you had another rehearsal." He said, "Well, Ramsey twisted my arm to come to do this rehearsal." So we do Oh Yeah, we play Oh Yeah, and then we do a bunch of other FunkFace songs. And we looked at each other. We were like something's magic here. It was instant. And then happens. Frank said, "So Ramsey, can you make this next rehearsal we're having next?" I said, "Yeah." And that's how I joined the band.
Boom.
Yep.
There he is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and that's at Tramps. That's downstairs.
The drummer for FunkFace.
That's how our stage shows were. We had I dressed the most outrageous stuff, man. It was hot to play in it because
I bet, man.
And the feathers were flying everywhere, bro. But yeah, man, you had to be fly, man. So with FunkFace,
listen, bro, you had to be fly, and you're fly.
Yeah, thank you. All due to my mom and my father, man. My mother.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say this to you. My mother used to design our own clothes for my brothers and sisters. And back in 74, we were like young kids at the time.
Look at this handsome kid here, huh? Look at this. Come on now.
That's at CBGB's. You can tell. You can see all the graffiti.
Oh yeah.
That's CBGB's.
Yeah. Oh, our good
Ryan
friend.
Bland, peace,
Ryan
brother.
Bland says, "Yo, I was at that Marquee FunkFace show. That was wild."
Yep. Oh, and so when so FunkFace.
The other Diane Patrick says the others had no dang chance.
So I got to tell you this great story. So after doing that rehearsal with FunkFace, right, the very first show we did with me and the band and Jerome was at CBGB's, right? Yo, the place was packed from the door to the stage. It was packed. Even the stage was packed. People were sitting behind us on the top of the thing, the stage, the second tier that's on the stage.
Yep.
So this is my first show with FunkFace, right? We come on dressed in like kung fu outfits, and we do Oh Yeah. And I think No. Actually, we opened up with United Soul. And then we do the second song was Oh Yeah. While we're performing Oh Yeah, this guy walks on stage, big, like 300-pound dude, walks on stage, and and Luke Man is singing, Oh Yeah, oh yeah. The dude takes off his shirt. I'm playing, like, I have my afro on, I'm playing looking. He takes
You're
off
like,
his,
what's next, man?
yeah, he
Right?
takes off his pants, bro.
Oh
right?
God.
So we're still playing. We get to the end of Oh Yeah. He takes off his drawers. Luke Mike goes, oh no, oh no. Yo, the crowd went, ah! This guy is butt naked on stage, like butt naked, masturbating in front of a crowd. I remember Tamar
man.
Kali was in the audience. And she's like, get that small dick motherfucker off the stage. And yo, it was pandemonium. It was pandemonium.
You know,
and
I gotta say that
yeah,
doing my homework for the show, like, you know, I'm kind of grinding, doing what I do, listening to this, you know, the Rebelmatic stuff I know because it's one of my favorite bands. And
thank you.
And then I'm like, I'm doing a dig into the FunkFace stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this fucking really great. It really comes off still. The FunkFace stuff really just,
thank you.
It just really hits hard. It's really great. I think the stuff I listened to was just, it was great.
That's us at Tramps. See all the like crazy costumes. The trumpet player was Tunde. He's in Japan. He lives in Japan now. But,
what the hell is the guitar player wearing?
That's Jerome Jordan. He just put on anything. We were a wild bunch, man. I think I sent you another picture of the same performance.
Yeah,
with Frank's brother, the bass player's brother, and I'm wearing an afro.
Wait, no, I got this.
Yeah, that's it. That's actually, I'm not wearing an afro on that one, but that's Tramps.
Oh,
that's the same show.
Yeah, that's Tramps. You could tell from the backdrop. Tramps was a funky place, man.
It was.
You know, they had like Brazilian music. They had
just like SOBs.
Shows. Yeah, they had
just like SOBs, and that was the beauty of it that time. You know.
Yep.
Different mixture of music, but yeah, that show with that guy stripped naked and masturbated on stage in front of a packed crowd. Dude, I thought FunkFace put that guy up to it. I literally thought they were like punking me because that was my first show with FunkFace. And they were like, no, man, we don't even know this guy. So they had to get a bouncer from the front of the club going through the crowd to get this guy off the stage. He would leave.
I'm looking this. You sent this to me. Is this? Yeah. This is the Khyber. Is this New York? No. Boston. Where was the Khyber?
That's
Second Street.
I think that was in Boston. I think it was in Boston.
Well, look who's on here. I mean, I see Sam Black Church.
Yep.
Fahrenheit 451. Anybody know where this was? The Khyber?
Malguai,
was it in Manhattan?
Bardo
was it
Pond.
South? No, 55 South 2nd Street. No, that wouldn't be Manhattan.
Yeah, I forgot. That's why I saved so many.
Oh, there's FunkFace.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, I thought the Khyber was in Philly.
Philly, yeah.
Philly,
I think he's right. I think he's right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian.
Gangrene.
You know, we get older, we be getting like gingivitis in the brain, you know.
Calmer to burn. So, yeah, funky.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, but that show was amazing, dude. I mean, I think I have a recording of that show on cassette. I took it from the soundboard at CBGB's. I still have the cassette of it, of that show. Got it.
Yep. And some FunkFace.
Yes, that was the first album I did with FunkFace. They had a EP with Lomito called Our Time.
I remember Lomito.
Yes, and I saw Lomito open up for, like, we were on, I think it was Abstract, Lomito, and FunkFace.
Yeah, we played with Lomito.
At the Marquee.
Yeah, let me see.
You know, so
that was Felix, who ended up starting Blue Grape at Roadrunner Records.
Yeah.
All right, here you
Shout
go.
out to Felix.
Shout out to Felix. Yo, boom, here you go. Holy shit. September 12th, which is day after tomorrow, 1989. Right?
Yep.
When I was in Antidote, we played the Limelight with Lomito.
Lomito. Wow. Look at that.
At the Limelight. Playing.
I love the Limelight, man.
Jeez, how many? God, that was 89.
Yeah.
20, was that 26? Oh,
Wow.
36 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's crazy, man. Time.
That is, yo, 36 years ago, I played the Limelight with Lomito, yo. Man.
Crazy, man. What a time, man.
That was Felix was in Lomito. He went on to run Blue Grape Merchandise, which was the merchandise arm of Roadrunner Records, and was very, very successful with it.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, Felix.
God rest his soul. He passed away
God rest his
fairly
soul,
recently. Yeah. And this record, I was really digging on this record, man. This thing comes off, man. Your Politics Suck.
Yeah.
I fucking love that record, man.
Thank you, man.
It's great. It's great.
You know the song Angry? You heard the song Angry? You make me angry?
Yeah.
So that song originally we recorded that for the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk movie.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually submitted it and they chose not to use it. But yeah, that album was incredible. I think Mike McCaffrey, we recorded it at Mike McCaffrey's studio, right in the same area where Tramps was. I think it was on the same block where Tramps used to be, his studio. But we recorded that album in his studio.
Zoo
I
York?
remember we were playing when we were listening to the playback of Angry in the booth, his recording booth.
Yep.
And he turned it up and the papers on the mixing board floated up. I was like, that's fucking dope, man. Because he had a sub.
Wait, are you talking about the song called Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner, yeah.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah. That he turned it up. We were listening to the playback, and the papers that was on his mixing desk floated.
That's
from
funny.
the sound waves like this.
That's funny shit.
And I was like, Mike, oh my God, what the hell?
That's funny. Hey, let me boy, we're running an hour and a half. I haven't even taken a sponsor break. Holy shit.
Oh,
I hope you don't have to go anywhere, because
I don't have to go anywhere.
This one's gonna go a little longer than usual.
That's fine, bro. I got so much material to show people.
Good. Let me do a sponsor thing. You got a couple of minutes. Let me talk about some upcoming shows. You people out there, don't go anywhere. We're gonna go a little over today. Stick with us. I'll see you in a couple minutes, Ramsey. Here we go. Let's do some sponsor stuff, and we'll be right back. Since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Will that be cash or in debt?
Do you mean debit?
Yes. Sorry. Another eternally satisfied customer.
Yo, what's happening? I'm out here at one of our all-ages Sunday matinees on the Bowery. I hope that you are enjoying today's show. I just want to let you know that the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live needs your support. Please step up. There is a Patreon page that has a lot of unique program. Shows are announced there first. Lots of good stuff. There's a PayPal address right there on the screen if you want to make a contribution. There's also a super chat function. You could do that, but the bottom line is this show exists because of your support. We're going to be doing it for a long, long time. Thank you. Years. Back to the show.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth, society's slow and tragic demise. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Everyone's got their fucking opinion.
Well, there's a first time for everything. Shit. Almost 400 shows in. Did I do anything embarrassing? Holy shit. That's the first time that's happened. Did I do anything weird? God damn. Where's Lori? Did I do anything bad?
No, I was texting you. I was like, zip up before you leave the bathroom.
I didn't pull my weenie out or anything, did I? Oh my God. Listen.
I'm just so glad that you shut the bathroom door, because when I'm home by myself, I don't.
Hey, let's take a break. I'm going to go to the bathroom and y'all can watch me. You know what? It's just that kind of a party, isn't it? Holy shit.
Lord.
Well, the camera was just sitting. I think I'm losing my I'm losing my mind.
That was scary.
You know what?
You're a decent human being.
I want to thank everyone. My phone blew up with 10 messages. I come out of the bathroom. I'm like, why is my phone blowing up? Why is Facebook blowing up? 15 different people said, bro.
Like, zip up.
Holy shit, man. God. Now I'm looking at all
Oh
the
my
messages.
goodness.
Drew, the camera's on you. Jesus, Moses, Mother Mary and Joseph.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right.
all right. Wait, Sean McNally sent me something. Let me download this. Oh my God.
Back
Wow.
to the show, everyone.
I'm glad I didn't pull out my weenus or anything.
That was a close call.
Yeah, welcome. It's you know what? It's just that kind of a show. It's an intimate show, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tense moment.
while you're here, let's talk about some upcoming shows.
Absolutely,
1 week from and then, you know what? Never in the over 5 years that we have been doing the show, I have never been booked so far in advance as I am now. I mean, I've never been booked. I mean, usually it's like 2 months out. Right now, it's like over 3 months out, and we're just really fortunate. People love the show. People want to come on the show. Labels reach out to me, PR people. 1 week from today, Rat from the Verrucas will be on the show. A couple days later, one of your personal favorites, Bobby Gustafson, originally of Overkill, will be on the show. We'll have to get you on for that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. This, I got to put this, some things got shifted around, but photographer Ray Lego is going to be on Sunday, September 28th. Mike Dean from Corrosion on Sunday, October 5th.
Awesome.
Zach from Bulldoze and Scarhead, October 15th. This is going to be an interesting one. Jared O'Connell from the old punk rock scene from the Rousers. They just put out their Sire Records recording from 1979. That's going to be interesting. Yo, 400 show. What's up? Our old pal from Minor Threat, Brian Baker, will be on. He has a book out called The Road, and we'll be chopping up with Brian Baker. Co-hosted by Joel Gaustin, episode 401, Sunday, November 2nd. Dave Ingram from Benediction and Bolt Throwers. Right. This is a cool one. Aside from Steve Wynn of the Dream Syndicate. Wednesday, November 12th. A big fan of the show, November 16th. Chris Reifert from Autopsy, formerly of Death and Abscess. Speaking of drummers, Dr. Chud from the Karens and the Misfits, Michael Graves era. And then Harry Angus, who just put out the Encyclopedia of Jerry Garcia Music Venues on Sunday, November 30th. And not last but not least, Peter Bywaters of Peter and the Test Tube Babies on Wednesday, December 10th. And then John Gallagher of Raven got moved because he had a medical issue. So we had to move him back. And in that slot dropped Ray Lego. So Ray's doing that now.
Got a lot of metal on this show. It's awesome.
It comes and it goes. Don't try to make any sense of it, people. You know, sometimes there's some real hardcore, and then it drifts a little towards metal, and then some weird death metal shit, and then some hip hop. Who knows?
Okay.
Bottom line is we're going to be doing this for a long time. And if anybody out there wants to support this Fakakta show, the best way to do it is on Patreon right there. Please support the show on Patreon. Best way. The show needs your support. This doesn't just magically happen.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a wizard, not a magician, God damn it.
Family friendly.
Family friendly, you know. And if you want to see me, you know,
we don't. We don't.
If you want to see me, if you want to see me excrete liquid waste particles, that's going to cost you.
I think I speak for the entire chat room here. We don't. As your phone proved to you.
Hey, for a price, I'll even.
Nope. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Nope. Nope.
Listen, some people like to get, peed on and pooped on,
Nope. Bring the guests back on.
No, Drew, don't do it.
Thank you, Flora. You're getting the hook.
All right. Listen, excuse me. I have to get back to the show.
Yes, please.
All right. I'll talk to you in a bit. All right. Holy mackerel. Whew. I had a good feeling about today's show. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my friends, my family, my community. I love you very much. Let's bring back on our guest from Maafa and Rebelmatic, Ramsey Jones.
Yo, you had me cracking up back here about the poop and the pee.
It's just that kind of a party, isn't it?
Shout out to Women of the Pit, man. Lori Dawn, peace.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Look who's turning. Look, they're all turning up. Jimmy Hazel.
Peace. Love you, Jimmy.
Yo,
love
you know
brother.
What? Got to take a second here. A hard shout out is going out this Sunday. And we're going to get to this, but there's no other time than now. This Sunday, free all ages Sunday matinee at our home at the Bowery Electric, brought to you by the Bronx Historical Society, featuring Jimmy Hazel and the 24/7 Spies, Ramsey Jones and the Rebelmatics, Ryan Bland and the Aches.
Yes.
Deadshot Fulano. This is going to be a fantastic show. If it's free, it's for me. All ages, free Sunday matinee. So there you go. This was sent to.
I want to share this with you. I want to share this. So my band FunkFace was immortalized in a book.
Oh yeah.
This book, History of Black Photography, Reflection of Black Photography.
Hold on. Wait, put it up again.
Reflections
Deborah Willis.
in Black.
Okay.
It's called Reflections in Black, which is a history of Black photographers.
Mm-hmm.
And this photographer, his name was let me read it off here. Kambui Olujimi.
Mm-hmm.
He photographed my band FunkFace at CBGB's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and if you look close at the caption, it says fishbone.
Huh.
You see it? I think you're right there.
Wait, go ahead.
It says fishbone.
Right.
Which is incorrect. So, and by the way, that's my friend Greg Cass in the back of Lukman, because it's like that was a great moment captured.
Were you guys playing with Fishbone?
No. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Give me a second. I dropped my earbud out. Okay, so now this picture, same photographer. That's Fishbone at Tramps,
Oh.
and it says FunkFace.
Oh no.
Yes, the book, the people that published this book made the mistake. They
Ah.
switched the caption. Yeah, so but the thing about those shows, I was at this show with Fishbone at Tramps. I played with Tamar Kali before and Peter from 24/7 Spies.
Peter Fluid.
His band played after us right before Fishbone. And I remember being backstage watching Peter Fluid's band, and Fish and I were standing in the next to the stage in the hallway. And Fish says, and we didn't make eye contact. Fish says, "You're a badass drummer." And I turned around and looked at him. I said, "Dude, no, I look up to you, bro." I said, "No, you're an amazing drummer, dude. I look up to you." I was like, dude, that was touching. But yeah, this book is Reflections in Black.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
Those pictures were in the Smithsonian.
Wow.
On display. Yeah, the photographer that took those two pictures, the same photographer, he said those pictures were displayed at the Smithsonian.
Cool.
This book came out.
This was just sent to me by our good friend and supporter, Sean McNally. A real Boston guy. Look at this kid.
Yeah, look at the Mighty Boston's, New York Citizens.
Boston's.
FunkFace, yeah.
You remember this?
Oh yeah. Damn.
Where is this? Oh, it's City. Oh, is this on Lansdowne Street? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a long time
ago.
Man.
Hey, Sean, is that?
I don't remember seeing that flyer.
Is that, Sean, is that where the House of Blues is now? No, was that House of Blues a new building? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
thank you for sharing that flyer. That's a poster. That's amazing.
That's a really.
Yeah, I dig that.
Oh, it says, I think the artist name's Joey Mars 91. It says.
Yeah.
That's a very cool.
I joined. I didn't play that show. It was Vernon. Yeah, it was Vernon.
Got it.
Yeah, I joined in 95.
So yeah, House of Blues. I think same building at the House of Blues. Okay.
And FunkFace used to open up for Spin Doctors, and Spin Doctors, FunkFace was doing so well, Spin Doctors kicked them off the tour.
Wow. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, man.
What? Oh, you know what? Now that it just came up, this is a good segue to. I know Jimmy just mentioned Hardcore Legends trading cards. Have you seen your card?
No, I didn't even know I had a card.
Bro.
I'm like a deer in headlights. Like,
you got a good one, man. Look at that.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Where can I get that from?
That's
badass.
Excuse me. He'll reach out to you.
Okay, cool.
Josh Hurst, who's in the chat rooms right here, right now. He's here.
Peace, Josh.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He says FunkFace was the kryptonite for the Spin Doctors.
Yes, they were. I wasn't even in the band yet, but they told me that story.
And here's the back of your card. A lot of info.
That's cool, man. That picture was taken when I was on tour with GZA last year.
I
was in. I think I was in Germany.
He says, I got to make sure the back is correct first. It says,
let's see. Yeah, my eyes are bad. Yeah. Born November 2nd. Yeah, that's correct. Brownsville. Yep, that's correct.
Ramsey may be part of the Wu-Tang family because he played drums and bass with Wu-Tang Clan as a group and with multiple members.
I am in the Wu-Tang. Yes,
he is.
We'll get to that part of the story.
The members on their solo material, but he is also family in the literal sense. Ramsey's younger brother was Russell Jones, a.k.a. Old Dirty Bastard, and his cousins are Robert Diggs and Gary Grice, better known as RZA and GZA. Sadly, Old Dirty Bastard passed away in 2004, but Ramsey has continued to work with both his cousins in addition to his other bands.
Thank you.
Wow, look at all this. Now, I'm just gonna rail these off. FunkFace, Wu-Tang, Method Man, RZA, Mathematics, GZA, Falu. Am I pronouncing Falu?
Falu. Yeah,
Falu.
I did. She was an artist from Mumbai. I did an album of Hindi rock music with her.
Mm.
My friend Palmyra Delran, I think Palmyra Delran. She worked with me at Tower Records, and she told me, "Hey Ramsey, I got this artist who's from India, and she needs a drummer for her album or project." I said, "I'll check it out." So she brings Falu in. Falu literally looks at me and says, "Here's my tape. Listen to it," and walks away. I'm like, "Damn, just touch me in the morning and walk away." So I sat on the tape for 2 weeks. I listened to it and I was like, man, I never played Hindi music. It was like odd time signatures and she came back to me. I called her up. I said, "Hey, I dig the music." She said, "So would you like to be in my group?" I said, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot, but I never played Hindi music before." And she said, "Don't worry. I trust you. If Palmyra recommends people, I trust her judgment." So I played with her for 5 years.
Wow.
And we did an album. The first album I did with Falu it was self-titled on the Monsoon record label, Monsoon Records. I also appeared with Falu on Fox Fearless, which you can look on YouTube. It's a performance we did on Channel 5, Fox Fearless. We did 5 songs. They only shot 1. They only put 1, and it's I forgot the name of the song, but it's on type in Falu on Fox Fearless. Cool. Also check out Falu on National Geographic. We got invited to play National Geographic Theater and do a set. And guess who the sound guy was, the engineer for that show?
Give me a clue.
Sitting in the waiting room. The drummer from Fugazi, Brendan Canty.
Wow.
Was the sound guy. So I found out at the beginning of the sound, we were doing sound check. The bass player says, "Yo, Brendan Canty is doing that sound for us." And so we did waiting room. He said, we were playing it in the sound check.
Let me get through the rest of these.
Yes.
Rebelmatic, Sean
360X. Yeah,
yes.
he passed away.
Rebelmatic, Maafa, Dope Sagittarius, Vernon Reed, Dreamtime, Black Vampires.
Dreamtime. Whoa, you went deep into Dreamtime. Was an acid jazz group that I did an album with.
Black Vampires featuring Peter Fluid, God rest his soul.
God rest
Funky
his soul.
Nomads.
Yep.
Am I pronouncing this right? Backslider?
Backslider. Yeah, that's
Backslider. Okay.
That's Honey Child Coleman.
Yeah.
She's
right.
another
I just
legendary.
wasn't sure if the pronunciation.
Yes, Backslider. Yeah.
Yeah. Dancing Dream, Abstract, Kings County Tractor Supply.
Now, Kings County Tractor Supply, that I don't even know who that is. To be honest, I don't, because I just got a text from Falu about that, and I'm like, "Who's Kings County Tractor Supply?" I gotta look it up.
So Josh says, "Did Ramsey play in Kings County Tractor Supply?" I couldn't find confirmation on that.
I didn't play in Kings.
That's
County.
That's a no, bro.
Yeah, that's a no.
And then Newcom and the Curators.
Nukomi.
Nukomi.
Yeah, so Nukomi was an artist that I worked with since the early 90s. I did shows with her. We would do the Betty Davis tribute. Yeah, we did a bunch of the shows, the Betty Davis tribute with the Brown Girls Burlesque.
Oh, is that? Hold on. Did you send me some of that? You sent me all kinds. You sent me. Well,
I sent you some. You sent
me some of the off-Broadway stuff.
Yeah, I did a lot of theater stuff in the 90s and early 2000s. I worked with Nukomi from Brown's Girls. That was the guy named Titus Walker that I worked with.
Yo, this looks kind of off the hook.
Yeah, dude, it was.
Welcome to the planet of euphoria.
Yeah, that's me in the mask on the right. And at the top photo is me with the afro on the side with the glove, the Michael Jackson glove.
This looks like a blast.
And that guy, Titus Walker, he passed away also. His theater was near Lincoln Center. And I'm gonna tell you a story. So I would go to rehearsals every week with Titus for his theater productions. One day I would get off at 59th Street to catch the number 1 train upstairs.
My train.
So I took the number 1 train to 66th Street. I got off the train and I see this artist in front of me drawing the baby on the wall. It was Keith Haring. I was like, holy shit. So I said, I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, excuse me, are you Keith Haring? He goes, shh, doesn't even turn around to look at me. He's still drawing. When he finishes the baby thing, and he does it like in like a minute, 2 minutes, he runs off. And I says, hey, Keith Haring, I love your artwork. He says, thank you. That was my Keith Haring story.
Boom.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep. And it was a black wall. It was like right. I literally got off the train. And he was right in front of me. I like stood right in back of him, and I was like, my jaw dropped. I was like, that's Keith Haring. And he was like,
yep,
doing it. And I was like, excuse me, are you Keith Haring? Shh. He cut me off in the middle. He just continued, and then he finished and runs off. I said, I love your work. He says, thank you. Yeah.
I got a bunch of this stuff in my archive, and I've said it before. Like, you want to know what I do on airplanes? I go through all these photos in my computer and I label them. So when we do the show, I can go, boom, Keith Haring, boom, it comes up.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, it's been my life for years now.
Oh, I wanted to add too. There's another group that I played with called damn, I just like blanked.
Rebelmatic?
No, it's not Rebelmatic. It's Monk Washington and Mark. I forgot his last name. Band Droids. I was in a band called Band Droids.
Band Droids.
Droids, yeah.
A couple people asked about that.
Yeah, I was in that band, and we have 2 videos on YouTube, Don't Believe and Favorite Son. Check those out. Favorite Son, we recorded on the rooftop of Monk's apartment. He lived in an apartment building on Grand Concourse. We recorded it at 6 o'clock in the morning, filmed it on top of his rooftop after performing at the Shrine.
Oh, apparently this just in. You played in No Grudges too.
Yeah, I played in No Grudges. Thank you, Florida. Yeah, we both played. Florida played bass, and I played drums with No Grudges. And Outer National.
Josh says he'll add it to the back of the card.
Yeah, and Outer National also. I played with Outer National.
So
that's another dope group.
Let me jump forward a little bit, because there's 2 things that we got to talk about.
Sure.
And first off, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but let's talk about Rebelmatic a little bit.
Yes.
And Rebelmatic happens to be, one of my favorite bands. You guys, I mean, we've played a lot of shows together through the years now. Incendiary Device and Rebelmatic, and I've promoted a lot of shows with you guys, and I'm just a big fan of the band. You guys are great. You guys are great live. How did it come together? How did you get involved with this bunch?
Initially, I knew Creature since the early 90s. I used to shop at Fat Beats, which was a hip hop record shop, but Beto used to run it when it was on, I think it was on 9th Street. I may be wrong. East 9th Street between 1st and 2nd. And I used to go downstairs and buy a lot of the hip hop 12 inches there, whatever. And then they moved to 6th Avenue. And let me close the shade. Hold on.
Yeah. So usually the shows end.
Yeah. So
usually the show's ending right about now, but I don't think we're going anywhere for a while.
Good. So
at least not until my wife comes home and I gotta end it.
So let me finish telling you this. So I knew Creech from like the mid 90s, mid to late 90s. I used to see him in front of Fat Beats, which when it moved to 6th Avenue near West 8th Street. Him and Sav Kill, another rapper, used to be outside selling CDs. So Creech used to sell the CDs, and that's how we met. And I told him, I played drums and whatnot.
I remember when he used to do that. Yep.
Yeah, and they would be in front of Tower Records selling their CDs. So fast forward to, I think it was like 2005, or I forgot what year it was, but Doc Burns and Creech hit me up about starting a band. And I think it was like an early Rebelmatic. It was Doc Burns and Creech. So I remember we rehearsed at some studio, which is no longer around in Manhattan. And I couldn't commit to it because I was involved in so many other different groups, you know? So that was like maybe 2005, 2006, I guess. And then fast forward to 2000, was it 15 or 14? Maybe 15, 2015. I think Creech hit me up again, and you know, I started rehearsing with him because the other drummer had left the band, and we just immediately clicked. Like the music and the thing with Rebelmatic is Alcatraz can write the most amazing riffs, and then a lot of times I'll like help arrange it, and then Luke and then a Creech will come up with the lyrics and the ideals, and dude, it just flows from there, you know. And Kyle also he writes a lot of the songs, but you know it's all a group effort.
Rebelmatic is like it's like something out of Marvel Comics. It's like these four it's like the four characters. It's like each member of Rebelmatic's like a character, you know. But it's like when you guys come together, it's really great.
Yeah,
you guys are a great live band, and you know I love playing with you guys because
I do too, man. I do too.
The gauntlet, I know. I mean, for anybody, it's like if you're gonna play with Rebelmatic, you better bring your A game. Because I've seen Rebelmatic just smoke bands, and I love playing with Rebelmatic because it's you know you got to bring your A game with Rebelmatic. You know,
I got that from like Parliament Funkadelic that in Fishbone. They say that you have to take it to the stage.
Yeah, because
you know we're out there putting our heart and soul into what we do. And we just want to like leave you with something like to like remember.
Yeah,
you know, and that's what we do. You know, that's you gotta take it to the stage each time you hit that stage, man. You gotta like play as your life depended on it. Yeah.
Well, you guys, you know what? You're backed up by great songs. You know, I think bands you can only get. You know, you need the songs.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and you guys have some great songs, and
thank you.
People,
Thank you.
And you guys encourage audience participation.
Yes, we do.
Which not all bands could do that. I mean, you guys. It's like a happening when Rebelmatic plays, you know.
Because we want to create community. We want to create dialogue between, you know. It's not just us being standoffish. It's we're inclusive. Yeah. You know, and it should be that way every time, you know.
Yeah.
And the thing about this band, you know, we all get along with each other, and there's no egos. So you know, a lot of the songwriting, you know, I will co-write with Alk and Creech and throw in some ideals and it's like it all manifests so well. Mm-hmm. Like there's a song on our first album I did with them, Ghost in the Shadows, called Fire this time. You know, that song was literally made up in a half an hour. I walked into the studio to do the session, and Creech says, "Yo, Ramsey, Alk has this riff." So I said, "All right, play it." He goes, so I'm listening to it. I'm setting up the drums while he's playing it. Then I start playing a fast punk beat over it. And then I had he had that last part. It was the ending, the very ending. He played it at the beginning of the song. I said, "Yo, put that at the end." And he said, "Okay." So we arranged it literally in a half hour. I told the engineer, hit the tape. We recorded the basic track and finished it. And then Creech did his vocals on. That was the fastest song we did ever. Like literally from its inception, when I walked into the studio, Creech said, "Yo, Alcatraz has his riff." I listened. I worked out the arrangement. We recorded it in like an hour. The whole thing was done in an hour.
You know, sometimes these things work out. You know, on the last two times we recorded, there's 2 songs on each record that we just ran through it once before we recorded it, and ended up building it in the studio. And some of the songs are just incredibly well rehearsed to the point of like everybody's got it down. I'm good. And then we always sort of run the gamut. There's always like, hey, let's get bold and take a little chance, and let's do 1 or 2 that, hey, we ran through it once, and let's build in the studio. And one of the songs that we built in the studio on the first record is 100% part of our repertoire. People love the song. It's Nobody Owes You Anything. And it's like that happened. We just ran through it in the studio and recorded it. And in the recording studio came the lyrics and the building, and
that's beautiful.
And that's part of the joy of doing what we do.
Capturing it in the moment, just like that's the beauty of it. Like the first EP that I did with Maafa, we recorded it. It was Jabril Touré. I think it's is
it this? Is it Because We Are?
No, that's the first album.
That's the first album.
The EP that it's on Bandcamp.
Okay.
It's got I think it's 3 songs that we recorded, that we re-recorded it for that album, Because We Are, but it's on Bandcamp. The first album I did with the EP I did with Maafa, with Florida, we recorded it at Red Bull Studios on 25th Street or 24th Street. And it was Jabril. I forgot the guitarist's name. I forgot the guitarist. It was me, Jabril, the guitarist in Florida. And we recorded it in Red Bull Studios. And during the playback, they were in the back listening to the playback. So I went out to use my phone to take a picture of the studio, and I was filming. And as I was about to take a picture, I see 2 orbs float by on my iPhone. I'm like, what? Dude, I put my phone back in my pocket. I walked in, and they were still listening to the track that we recorded. I asked the engineer, I said, hey, is this studio haunted? He goes, yeah, how could you tell? I said, dude, I was about to take a picture of the setup, and 2 orbs floated by slow, like this. That's not dust. He said, wow. I said, yo, I saw it, dude. That's why I came back in.
A lot of recording studios are haunted, huh?
Haunted, yeah, dude. That was crazy.
Tell us about playing in Maafa, and how's that different from Rebelmatic, and just give us a little bit of the Maafa experience.
It's very intricate, very powerful. The messages, the lyricism, and also the instrumentation. We have like 2 djembe players, and I remember the djembe player that was in the first lineup of the group. He also played quarter, and man, the sounds that it's all like, it's almost like world music, like hardcore metal world music. That's what I would call it. It's like real, fierce. I love the sound. And Florida wanted me in the band for a while. And I remember I went to a Fishbone show. We were both at a Fishbone show at Gramercy Ballroom. And she said, Ramsey, please, could you join my band? And I said, and I was like, I gave in. I said, all right, let me hear the demo. And she had acoustic versions of those songs.
Sure.
Of her just on acoustic guitar. And I listened to it, and I called her back. I said, Flora, I'm in. And we ended up working out the songs in Jabril Touré's basement. Jabril Touré is also the bass player in Funky Nomads. And we've been playing together for a long time. So, yeah, it all came together. And Anthony on guitar. That lineup was incredible. Even the current lineup is dope. I got Ray Russell in because Jabril had left the band, and so I got Ray Russell in on bass to cover, and he aced it, killed it.
You're a busy musician, man.
Yes, I am. Yeah. And I want to go into the Wu-Tang.
We will.
Yes.
Let me just. I'm trying to get this other stuff kind of done. So when we get into it, let me do this. Let me take a quick sponsor break.
Yes. Yeah.
and I'll come back.
I'm here.
And we'll start taking questions from around the world, and we will start talking about. We'll do some woo.
Right
All
on,
right?
brother.
Be back in a minute.
All right.
All right, this time, no surprises. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by the Texas Silver Rush DTFM vinyl distro Generation Records, Mad Vintage, rest in peace, Luke Madden, Women of the Pit, and She Devil's Coven, and 126 Hardcore Clothing. They're a streetwear brand for restless individuals who don't compromise. They're about being positive, spontaneous, and true to yourself. For years, they experimented with several printing methods and materials and collaborated with a large number of designers and illustrators, always giving room for fresh perspectives while retaining the hardcore attitude. Get in touch with them, ramp up your game at www.126clothing.com. Come on now, She Devil's Coven is a female-owned entrepreneur business based out of Connecticut. Owner Rachel King Keys handcrafts soil wax candles set for your sanctuaries. She has accomplished a life goal dream since beauty school, debuting her artist showcase Hotties and Hellions that feature live bands, burlesque, sideshow acts, vendors, food trucks, and this year a live auction with all proceeds going to the mental health program Punk Rock Saves Lives. Catching the tri-state area doing her thing, slinging candles at events, including this one right here happening in Worcester, Mass. I think this is happening. Is it this weekend? When is this happening? The 20th, very soon, up in Worcester. It took me a minute to figure out who the headlining band is. Anybody? Anybody know who this is? Lorna something? I couldn't figure that out. You can find her on Etsy and at Instagram. Anybody know what band that is? There's a challenge in the air. Lorna Shore. That's right. Lorna Shore. I was not familiar with this band. And as a tribute to our fallen friend, Luke Madden, rest in peace. Mad Vintage buys, sells, and collects band shirts, primarily hardcore. The DIY operation was started and is operated by a hardcore kid who just loves collecting and eventually got into vintage clothing, specifically the realm of vintage band shirts. They're always looking to buy out collections to either keep, sell, or trade new shirts at a daily at www.madvintage.com and post it on Instagram. Dig deep into that closet of crap and reach out to them. Help me help you, Mad Vintage. Rest in peace, Luke Madden. Very sad. That said, I think, there's an ebb and a flow to life, and sadly, tragedies happen. And on the other end of the spectrum, now, in a lot of ways, you might perceive me as a very public person, but there are a lot of things that I'm very private about, and a lot of that, there's certain things I don't really publicly get into a lot. My son Caleb is a private person, and we kind of keep that at everything. And also my wife Rochelle. And I just want to say that for those know that she's gone through a cancer thing in the past couple years, and she just texted me. She had a bunch of doctor's appointments today, and we were very nervous about it. As you may or may not know, the cancer thing is insidious, extremely stressful. And, we went through a lot with it. And she just sent me a text, said, everything went great, cancer-free. Getting dressed and heading to TJ Maxx on 72nd Street. So I just wanted to share that in the balance of life. Rest in peace, Luke Madden, Rochelle, cancer-free. So we're marching forward, and love you a lot. Thank you for being a part of this journey. So there you go. That said, let's shake that off. That said, hey, some upcoming events this Sunday at the Bowery Electric. Like we said, the Bronx Historical Society presents 24/7 Spies, Rebelmatic, Ake, Deadshot, and Fulano. Get your ass down there. No excuses. Hey, want to mention the Noise in Focus photo exposition going on Thursday, September 25th with musical performance by Walter Schreifels. It is the Ravella Grooves and Gear in Milltown, New Jersey. That is Ray Lego, who's coming on our show on September 25th's event. Hey, Stephen Messina out in Long Island with his band Serial Poets and Incendiary Device guitar player Will Romeo. Friday, October 10th. It's acoustic. It's all ages at the Nautilus Roasting Company. Is that right, Lori?
Yeah, that's a really cool place. Owned by some friends. So yeah, get on out there and support. It's going to be a great night, and it's a great little place. They're doing a lot of music stuff, a lot of open mic stuff, poetry. Huntington's a cool place. So
where
is
that where it is? It's in Huntington.
Yep, Huntington Station. Yeah. So that's where I had my art show. There's a lot of cool things out in Huntington. A lot of cool galleries and stuff.
It's
now.
not just where Tristan DeGraves resides.
It's not just where Tristan lives. It's cool for other reasons as well. Yeah.
So it seems that this is the Nautilus Roasting Company like a coffee place?
Yes, they just opened. And they're doing some really cool things there. So follow them on Instagram.
So the next day, if you're interested in doing a tour of New York Hardcore Chronicles Live coffee-related venues, Friday, October 11th at Nautilus Roasting Company, and the next day I will be screening Who the Fuck Is That Guy? The Fabulous Journey of Michael Alago. Along with Michael Alago, we'll be doing a Q&A after the show at the Cat Fight Coffee Shop, which is owned by AC Slade of the Misfits out in Boonton, New Jersey. So if coffee's your thing, we will see you out there. The day after that, ID is headlining the Bowery Electric, along with non-residents Deblo Hammer, Overstand, and Steel Toe Solution. Yes. And then we are heading out to San Francisco to play Crash Fest on Saturday, October 18th, the week after. We're playing with GBH and our buddies in Noise and many other bands. If you're out in the Bay Area, which I know you are, Chris Contos. Sunday, November 9th, free all ages Sunday matinee, Brick by Brick, No Weapon, featuring Nate Harris, Impact Driver, Faction Zero, Fourth Floor Massive, and DJ Sid the Kid. Yo, we're playing with Concrete Ties at Cherry Street Station in lovely, the jewel of Connecticut.
The jewel of Connecticut.
Wallingford. Concrete Ties, ID, Glorious Wounds, Cooked Alive, and Eucharist.
Eucharist.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, you pronounce it like a Jew.
Listen, my recommendation to you, if you're starting a band, definitely name your band something that 99% of people cannot pronounce. That's let's name our band something no one's going to know what the fuck we're talking about.
Do you know what it is? The Eucharist?
The Eucharist?
The body of Christ. Oh. That's why I was saying you pronounce it like a Jew.
Oh shit, I'm in big trouble now. And then of course the Holiday Slamboree annual event. Yep, it's the Women of the Pit Coat Drive. Bring your gentle or used winter coats. Yeah, last year was a huge success.
12 bags. We had 12 bags. We're looking to break that record.
Good. Very good.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Another thing going on tomorrow, real quick. Tomorrow, if you're in the Albany area, Kate 108 and Walter Schreifels are going to be doing an acoustic thing over at what is it, Ever Records, her company there. Merch Now.
Her husband's place.
Yeah.
Oh,
over in Albany. Yeah, they're going to be doing an acoustic.
I'm drawing a blank too. Yeah.
There's a flyer. Look up Kate 108 or Walter Schreifels' page on Instagram. It'll be there if you're in Albany.
Got it. All right. See you in a bit.
All right.
Bye. And we're back. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Let's bring our guests back on. Hey, you know what? Any question you may have, questions from around the world, it is question time. Go deep, get weird, blah. Go deep, get weird. I'm delirious here. The show's going so late. Let's bring back on Ramsey Jones.
Hey, the sunlight has gone down because I was looking really pale face over here with the sun on my face.
Let me ask you. Listen, we're going to bounce around a little.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I have notes. Go figure. Maybe I should look at them. Let's see.
Yeah.
Did the Wu-Tang success take you back a little? Did it surprise you? I mean, that thing just blew through the roof. I mean, did you see that coming?
You know, I wasn't even thinking about it because I was so focused on the projects that I was involved with, the groups that I was involved with. Even when my brother got signed, you know, I was in retrospect, I was very happy for their success and the ideal that RZA had in his mind, it came to reality, you know. So I was really thankful that they were as big as they succeeded in that aspect of hip hop and just getting each rapper their own label, like getting signed to different labels. I mean, that was unheard of, you know, unprecedented. And like I said, I was focused on my own thing, but I was also thankful that RZA really like made it reality and just it went worldwide and it's beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
I can tell you that in the beginning, RZA called me up to the first thing I started working on with him was he called me to do a song for the Batman Forever soundtrack.
So let me intro this properly, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because one of our resident historians, Chucky Brown, asks, can he speak on working on the 1995 Batman Forever soundtrack? I believe he played on is this right, $5 bass on a track for the soundtrack. The soundtrack went multi-platinum and had a hit song from CL. So there's the introduction to it. And you're on. Go ahead.
So my cousin drove me to his house in Staten Island. He had a recording studio in the basement. So when I get there, he hands me a bass guitar that he said, I bought this off a crackhead for $5. And I was like, oh, okay. So I tuned it up. And then I'm listening to the just the drums. That he had the drums on the track and some like sounds on the actual track. So I said, what do you want me to play? He said, just play the Batman theme. So I'm working out the notes on the bass and I said, all right, hit record. He records what I played and it's just the Batman theme slowed down. The dun 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 dun. So I did one take of it and we listened back and I said, okay. But it was missing something. So he walks out. I said, cuz, let me work out something here on the key. So he walks out the room. So I play that little synth line that's on the top of the song. Dun, 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 dun. I found a patch and I just played it. And I said, cuz, I got something. So he pressed record and I just played that little line. We listened back to it. And he was like, okay, you finished. I got me an Uber. Took me straight to Queens. I did the track in like 2 hours.
And and of course that record was a monster. That Seal song. What was the name of the Seal song?
Kiss from a Rose.
Huge friggin' song, man.
Yes.
I mean,
huge.
And that soundtrack. I looked at the soundtrack. I mean, it had a lot of really great tracks on it, but that record, that track really put it into the stratosphere. And what's the backstory? I know we laughed about this with your gold record for this.
Well, actually, my cousin had a multi-platinum record award with my name on it from that soundtrack because the soundtrack went multi-platinum, sold multi-platinum. Right. He had my multi-platinum record award go to him, and he told me, "Oh, cuz I had gotten your record award, but I lost it." And because he had moved, I think his I think his girlfriend burned down his studio in Staten Island, and he lost like some music, like I think some music from Method Man's album. He had to redo the tracks for that first Method Man album.
Oof.
Yeah, because his studio burned down. He lost all the masters for that, and Ghostface. Yep, he had to re-record all that stuff. So he had lost my record award. So I got a multi-platinum record award floating around somewhere with my name on the plaque.
And
Batman Forever.
RZA is your...
It's my first cousin.
On your mother's side?
On my father's side. Father's side.
And GZA?
And GZA is cousin through marriage on my father's side.
I see.
And Papa Wu, who became their like spiritual god,
mentor,
mentor. He's from my mother's side of the family.
I see.
Yeah, from the Cuffies.
Got it.
So after that was the first thing I did with my cousin, Wu-Tang related. The second, he built his studio in 36th Street. It was called 36 Chambers. He called me over there to start recording there at his studio. And the next thing we worked on was this, the W.
Right.
So I'm on the track. Let's see, Protect Your Neck to Jump Off.
Right.
They got me credited playing bass, but I actually played a guitar, one guitar lick on that track. One guitar lick, the whole track. And also the other track that I play on is Gravel Pit.
Yeah.
So that intro.
Wasn't that the lead off track on that record? That was the first track they dropped, I think, Gravel Pit.
Yeah, that's the first track. And it became a huge hit. Now the story behind that was my cousin called me up and wanted me to do an intro to it. So I called my friend Jabril Touré on bass, who presently plays with Funky Nomads. Dwayne Eubanks, he's the trumpet player, he's the brother to Kevin Eubanks and I forgot his other
Boss
brother.
Tones?
No.
Who's Kevin Eubanks?
Kevin Eubanks from The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Oh,
he was the musical director.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And Robin Eubanks. He's the brother of Robin Eubanks and Kevin. And they're like a famous jazz musical family. So I worked with him at Tower Records. So I said, hey, man, I want to put you on a Wu-Tang album. He was so thrilled, But yeah, he's on the opening of that Gravel Pit intro, that ba 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 ba. So we just did that intro for Gravel Pit, but we're not even credited on the album. I'm only credited for playing on the Jump Off.
When you mentioned Funky Nomads is basically the live group that backs GZA, correct?
Right. But we also recorded our own songs. We have songs out.
Right.
If you look up Funky Nomads, you can go on iTunes and look up Funky Nomads. Yep. And we have a song called Funky Asiatic. And the video, yeah, thank you, Nate. Yeah, Gravel Pit is dope. But we basically, how I got Funky Nomads together in 2010, GZA called me up out the blue and said, hey man, I realize I use a lot of different bands to back me up, and I forgot you were the musician in the family. So I got a show coming up at Mercury Lounge. Would you be able to get some musicians together? I said, sure. So I got Jerome Jordan, who played with me in FunkFace, and Jabril Touré. There was a keyboardist. I forgot the name of the keyboard player. And there was another keyboard player I had on the gig. And we did that first show at Mercury Lounge, and it was sold out. And it was just the beginning of the journey of Funky Nomads. And the current members of Funky Nomads now are Intifad, who is my childhood friend, Von McLeod, I showed you, who played in Abstract. He's on keys. I got Fear None on violin and keys. We got a string section in the band. And Jabril Touré on bass and me on drums.
It's really great that some of the kids you grew up with in Brooklyn are still in the game.
Yeah.
And you're still creating music with them. That's a real testament to friendship and to the to the tie that binds us together, music.
Indeed.
It's awesome.
And the longevity and just the endurance of our friendship has stood the test of time. And that we're all playing in like different groups, but we're all still together. That's the beauty of it.
100%. I like this question here. Which is Ramsey's favorite Wu-related solo release?
Solo release? God. I love damn, it's hard to say. Well,
Built for Cuban Links.
Well, Built for Cuban Links. I love everything Ghostface has done. Everything.
Yeah.
All of his albums. But Built for Cuban Links is a definite bona fide classic.
I like that one.
I also want to add, I played on this album, Iron Flag.
Right.
And the two tracks that I play on the intro to In the Hood, which is only available on the label, the Parental Advisory edition, not the one that doesn't have the parental advisory. But I play on the intro of In the Hood with my cousin RZA rhyming over a drum break that I play. And the other tracks I play on is Uzi, Pinky Ring. The story behind that is RZA called me to get my band members to join him in the studio to do this track. And so I have Jabril and Jerome on guitar and Jabril on bass, and we play we recorded it on a Friday, right? Monday rolls around, and I'm picking my son. I go to my son's after school meeting with his teachers, and the track is on the radio. Already on the radio. Friday we recorded it, and Monday it's on BLS playing. And I stopped the car. I'm like, holy shit, we just recorded that Friday.
Talk about juice, man. Wow.
Juice, yep. So, and the third track that I play on is Babies, which is on this album. Now, Babies is an amazing track. I was really proud of that song because the way the subject matter of the track talked about, and I had Jabril Touré on bass on the track, Jerome Jordan on guitar. I had Emmy Augustin on keys, and Dwayne Eubanks on trumpet on this track. And Pete Rock from Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Of course.
I met him and told him that I play on that track Babies. And he told me, he looked at me and said, dude, that's my favorite track off that album.
That's awesome.
I said, coming from you, man, you're my idol. I said, damn, I'm forgetting the producer. Producer, Mama Said Knock You Out, and a lot of the Juice Crew. I'm like forgetting. But anyway, he's one of my favorite producers.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, he produced the Juice Crew, Roxanne Shante,
Marley Marl. Thank you.
Yeah, Marley Marl, Pete Rock, Ninth Wonder. Damn, I'm just blanking out again. Jay Dilla, Dr. Dre. You know, I love those cats. You know, what they have brought to the hip hop lexicon. You know, their production work, and there's so many more. But that album, this album I'm on, and also this one.
Oh, is that's Bobby Digital
solo album?
Is that Bobby Digital?
Yep.
What is it? Yeah.
It's called Birth of a Prince. I'm on Birth of a Prince, and I'm on the second Bobby Digital album, the track called Do You. I'm playing on that one, and I'm playing on Seed of Joy. It's a full band, the last track. So I was playing with Dancing Dream. It's an ABBA tribute band that I play with. And we were in some small town in Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota. So the hotel I go in, the girls go in. We did the show. The girls go in to check in, and I come in after the girls, and the guy says, "Excuse me, are you Ramsey Jones?" And he's the guy at the desk, front desk. So I thought something was wrong with my room. I said, "Yeah, I'm Ramsey Jones." He goes, shows me the CD, and I'm looking at him like, "Dude, where did you get that CD from?" He said, "I saw your name in the ledger book."
Aw.
And I said, "There's only one Ramsey." He said, "I said to myself, there's only one Ramsey Jones."
Aw.
He asked his boss could he go home to get the CD? Came into work and asked me, am I Ramsey Jones? I go, yeah. And he pulls out the CD, and I said, dude, like my heart just like.
I feel you, bro.
So I took a picture with him and I signed it.
Those moments, man, those moments just make it all worthwhile, man.
Yes, and it was so like random.
Yeah,
so random, but
moments like that on the hard road, man, just make you sometimes. Those are the moments. That's what we work. That's what we work so hard for. Ryan Bland asks, I don't think I've ever asked Ramsey, what was his first ever hardcore punk show? Also, Ramsey played with the 70s band The Taste of Honey.
Yeah, I actually played with the bass player from Taste of Honey.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll get to that, but I think, I haven't. I think I went to see Leeway.
Oh.
At the Palladium.
Good one.
Yeah, and yo.
Yeah.
That shit was mind-blowing, bro. And I remember my friend, one of my best friends from England, went down into the pit, and I said, dude, don't go into the pit. And he had no clue. I was in the balcony area. He goes down into the pit, and all I saw was like his hat being jostled around. He was like, it was almost like a pinball in a washing machine. And then he came back up and he says, fuck that, mate. I'm not going back down there. I told you, I warned you, man.
I wonder if that was, that could have been this. I know they played there more than once, but there's this was at the Palladium. This was a lot going on. Agnostic Front Representative, Leeway.
I didn't see that show, but I remember at the time Infectious Grooves just dropped. Infectious Grooves is in the house.
Yeah.
And they showed the video before Leeway came on, and the crowd was going nuts when the video came on. They were like, ah! And then Leeway comes on, dude. It was just like the energy level just shot up through the roof.
Hey, is there anything like? And I know it's been a bunch of years now, but is there anything you could tell us like that about your brother that maybe people don't know, or a special memory or a special moment about your brother Russell?
My brother was he had a mischievous spirit about him, and I remember when we lived in Linden Plaza. Now my younger brother Mark, he's how would you say, autistic. Because when we were growing up, he was always quiet and had a childlike behavior. And I found out he was autistic through a friend because my brother was serving in the Navy at the time, and our younger sister passed away, Dion Jones. She passed away from pancreatic cancer. So he stayed over this house with his wife. Went to go to we was going to the funeral. So I asked him a question. I said, what are you doing now? Like, you're not in the Navy now, you retired. He says, oh, I just watch cartoons. And I was like, watch cartoons? So I asked him the same question again, and he said, watch cartoons. So I told a friend about how he talked to me, and she said, your brother's autistic. I was like, wow, I didn't know. And then I told my parents about it, and they said, we didn't want to tell you. And that word wasn't really a known thing then at the time when we were growing up. So anyway, in the 80s, so we were living in Linden Plaza at the time, and my brother Russell was teasing Mark, and Russell always had that thing about him. He was always mischievous and teasing him. Yo, my brother Mark couldn't take it anymore and clocked him, punched him in the face.
Oh,
so, and I'm looking, and I never see my brother Mark like react violently like that, because he's always like docile and sweet. But my youngest brother pissed him off so much, teasing him. He just went bow and knocked him out. And my mother came into the living room like, Mark, what are you doing? And I picked my brother Russell off the floor, and his nose was bloody. And I was like, dude, my mother said, I never seen Mark react that way. It was a shock. And my youngest brother never teased him again, ever, from that point on. But we used to skateboard a lot.
Is that right?
Yeah. My two brothers and I used to skateboard in Linden Plaza, down the ramps We used to like jump over like just like try to go on the side of the wall and all that. Yeah, we skateboarded back in the 70s. In 76, 77, we had those little plastic skateboards back. That's how they were back in those days. Not the big ones they got now, but we were skating. We were skating. The thing that killed it was Russell skateboard in the apartment that we lived in. Right. And we had a terrace, a glass terrace door. My mother said, do not skateboard in the house.
Oh boy.
My brother skateboarded and the skateboard shot right through the window and cracked it. And she tore his behind up. And we were like, okay, we're not going to skateboard in the
house. That's the end of
that was the end of it. That was it. My mother.
That's the end of that.
And yeah, look, I got this too.
Let me see what that is.
from the Shimmy Shimmy Ya video.
Sure.
My brother had the Soul Train line. Some of my relatives are in that video. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
It's kind of light, but you see the dirty? Yeah, see the dirt? And I got another one. Another one. This the infamous Return to the 36 Chambers.
Yep.
Yeah, I got this from the people that own the company.
It must be pretty incredible, like the legacy your brothers left behind. Oh, so somebody. There's an interesting question. Let me find this one. Oh, Rick Brust asks, how do you feel about your nephew replacing your brother in the Wu?
It's beautiful, man, because my nephew looks like dead ringer for his father. I tell you this, some people don't know this. So I did go on tour with Wu-Tang during the New York State of Mind, the first New York State of Mind tour with Nas, Busta Rhymes, Spliff Star, and Wu-Tang. And how I got on that tour, GZA wanted me and Fear None, my violinist, to play on that tour with him because the drummer that played with Nas was killing him. Nas act was killing Wu. Like it's like they couldn't follow Wu. I mean, Wu couldn't follow Nas. That's what I meant to say. So they invited me, GZA invited me to come drum and dude, the experience of playing with them, my cousin really treated me so shitty. I did about 8 shows with them on that tour, and RZA and just the people that he worked with, they really treated me like garbage during that
What's
tour.
the point? I don't understand what the point of that is. Like, why?
It's a lot of ego, and
how does that happen?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you a story that we were in North Carolina. We did a show in North Carolina, and I remember we went back to the hotel, and the rest of the Wu got their rooms, but me and the violinist didn't have rooms. They didn't get rooms for us, so we had to like drive to different hotels. I think GZA, no, not GZA. Mitchell Divine, which is RZA's brother, his son was booking the rooms, hotels for the group.
Right.
And so we finally get a room. I think Mookie, he's my cousin, he works for Wu-Tang. He gave us his room in another hotel, which was like 10 minutes away. So we get there, and it took that long to find a room because we were like waiting in the lobby and trying to get a room. So we got the room. We had to be back at the hotel where they were staying at 7 a.m. When we got there the next day, they had the Wu-Tang tour buses out with the Nas, with the New York State of Mind emblazoned on the front of 2 buses.
Right.
So I think the guy that works with RZA said, "Oh, Ramsey, you're going to be riding with your cousin on the tour bus." I said, "Okay." So I put my suitcase in the side. I step on the bus. The driver comes from the back of the bus, says, "Oh no, you got to get the fuck off the bus." And I looked at him, I said, "Who?" And the first thing that came to mind, I was like, "Who the hell are you talking to like that?" Right? And then the guy that was working with RZA said, "Ramsey, come on, you got to get off the bus." I get off the bus. My violinist is outside looking. He's standing waiting to get on another bus. And he looks at me like, "Why did you get off the bus?" I said, "I'll explain to you later," because I was so heated from that exchange. RZA comes down from the hotel, gets on the bus. Then his RZA's assistant says, "Okay, you can get on the bus now." And I'm like, "What is this bullshit that I got to deal with? Like this ego, you know what I mean?" So all the show that I did, it was like that whole time. And then they kicked us off the tour. They kicked us off the tour because they felt we were of no use. We had no use being there. So it was a very bad experience.
Have things changed in the last bunch of years? Have things gotten better with your cousins?
Well, I'm good with GZA. GZA always treated me with respect, and I've always been good with, because he's respected me for what I do, and I've been playing with him since 2010. RZA, on the other hand, is different. It's a different. It's like I said, it's a lot of ego.
Sounds to me like he's gone Hollywood.
Yeah, and that's what happened. So
and I don't want to mention any other people I know that have gone Hollywood.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of stuff, man. They just
and let me tell you, on that tour, Raekwon made a disparaging remark about me to GZA, saying Ramsey is a roach compared to the drummer from Nas. And GZA was pissed. He said, "Dude, don't ever talk about my cousin like that."
Yeah.
You know? So I don't hold grudges. I move on from things like that, you know. But yeah, that was a really disheartening experience to like work with so-called family and be treated that way.
Mike C says they say never work with family.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I'm not going to get into it now, but someday maybe I will. But
GZA, like I said, he's the only one that treated me with respect and knows my worth. Yeah. So I leave it at that.
There you go. Let's talk about. I'm just trying to see what's going September 19th. Okay, so I'm just looking at what you have coming up.
Yes.
And we have this Sunday.
Yes.
This is going on at the Bowery Electric. Free all ages once again. Just as the promoter, bring your usual shit, breakables.
Right. This show is going to be hot, y'all. So
yeah, this is going to be really great. So that's happening this Sunday, and then I'm just trying to get these days. This is happening. Creech sent this to me. Where is this? So weird flyer.
Next Friday, yeah. Probably
Friday, September 19th. Rebelmatic, Italian Blood, Azuka, FTS Division 1 at Cinco de Mayo in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
That's coming up. And we're playing Saturday. I think we're playing Saturday too, I think.
And then Saturday is, and I just put this in my calendar, is this the hardcore in the 914?
Yes.
Up at the Sawmill Tavern with Ill Raised and a couple others.
Yes.
New York Hardcore Comics presents at the Sawmill Tavern. That's this Saturday. I'm going to try to get up there for this. And then Maafa has Playing with HR, right?
Yep,
and,
next month.
Where's that one?
I know it's so much to
here you go. This one's
that's it.
Yeah.
Bronxlandia.
Is that what the place is called? Bronxlandia? I don't know this place.
Race Fist is my brother Jeff Pliskin.
Jeff Pliskin. Race Fist Propaganda.
Yes. Actually, you know, I just did a video. Jeff had me in a video with Onyx.
Oh yeah?
Coming out. Yeah, it should be coming out soon. So
that's cool. Onyx is going out on tour with Biohazard.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's dope.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I wanted to show you this also. This is Backslider.
Oh, that's funny. I just moved that picture off because we didn't get
And Paul Crinkler took the shot.
Tell us about this group.
So Backslider is like a no wave punk group. Like we have a lot of like original material. We actually are trying to finish an album. We have a 12-track album that we recorded last year, and we have to finish it. We have to do the overdubs and all that. But
And it's a 3-piece.
It's a 3-piece, and Anu is on guitar. He's in the middle.
Yeah.
That's Anu, and that's Honey Child. No, Honey Child is right there.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're 3-piece, and it's like no wave punk, like psychedelic, like shoegazy. So a lot of we all write the material. So there's some songs, 2 instrumental songs I wrote with them.
Cool.
And also like I said, it's all going to be on this album that we're trying to finish up.
Fantastic.
Which hopefully will get done by next year.
Very good.
So look forward to it.
Shout out to Punk Island, Nate says.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Punk Island. Peace, Nate.
Yeah.
Winter Wolf. Peace.
Yep.
In his new band too. He's got this killer band, man. It's just, I love it that we all like got different projects.
Are you talking about No Weapon?
Weapon, yeah.
Yo, come on.
Killer Nate.
I just booked him. Nate's solid, man. Nate supports me and the show and what we do down at the Bowery, and he's been a part of our My War thing. And thank you, Nate.
Much love, Nate.
I appreciate it. That said, as we're coming up on hour 3, let me see. Oh, you know what? Just to kind of wrap it out. Black Vampires.
Yes.
You work with the recently tragically deceased Peter Fluid, and what a fucking injustice that is. It's so horrible. Such a horrible thing, man. Sometimes it's such a horrible world, man.
Drew, I'm gonna tell you, it's the craziest thing though. That the day I didn't even know that he was murdered, but that day I did a podcast with Shalana for her podcast Punkdemic. And earlier that day something told me to go on YouTube to look at old Black Vampire videos. I don't know why, but I was watching old Black Vampire videos on YouTube, right? So I do the podcast with Shalana Dennis for Punkdemic, and after that podcast, I get a text from Intifad, and it says, "Yo, Peter Fluid is dead," and I'm like, "What?" And I turn on the news, and and it was almost like that's what probably his soul was reaching out to me, because I even before that I wasn't looking at any Black Vampire videos until that day, and dude, it hurt me so. It hurt me to the core. The way he was taken out of here like this.
Sad.
But Peter Fluid, I knew him when he was in Fluid Foundation, of course, 24/7 Spies.
Yep.
And how the Black Vampires thing came along was, like I said, I saw an early incarnation of Black Vampires at Tramps when they opened up for Fishbone, and I played with Tamar Kali. That picture I showed you in that book, that was from that gig. So Peter Fluid reached out to me and said, "Hey man, I got this new project. It's like goth metal, R&B, doo-wop." And Peter Fluid has such his mind is so, like, it just blew my mind, like the music that he fused together with this project, So these 2 albums I'm on. This is the Devil's Music, but let me start with this. So this one is a 1 CD and DVD set with videos, and it has the members in there. You see me with Malik over here, me and Malik on bass, and over here Chan Booth on guitar, and yours truly Kute. So the full band is on this release. And the thing about us, Black Vampires was such a theatrical like band, because Peter Fluid would come out in makeup, like with a top hat on and a cape, and he had a Bible that he would open up and flames would shoot out the Bible. And people were
Wow.
like, yo, what the fuck are we watching?
Right.
The songs were just like, it ranged from like I said, like goth metal to goth metal, funk to doo-wop. I was literally singing a doo-wop song that he wrote called, hold on, it's on here. Hopeless Romantic.
Mm.
It's literally it's like doo-wop, like a cappella.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm singing the low notes. Hopeless romantic, and he's singing the top line in falsetto. And we were performing this at shows. So people were like, dude, I can't make what this group is. They're doing doo-wop, goth metal, and art and funk, and what is this? And we played it. We played at the Bitter End. The Bitter End, and people were like, yo, this is amazing. And we did the show also at SOBs. And SOBs was like a kiss. We like literally blew people's mind there because we had a light show, we had smoke. Like it was like a kiss. It was like Kiss.
Yeah, yeah.
Just from the hood. But yeah, these are the two albums. This album right here is just me, Peter Fluid, and Thomas Martin. Because he broke up the members of Black Vampires. So the last video of us is at the Shrine. It's on YouTube. You can watch it.
Wow.
That's the last show we did. But yeah, it was amazing playing with Peter Fluid and being a part of his like vision.
It's been quite an incredible eclectic journey for you as a musician, my friend. That's really great. And it's still going, and there's much more. And you happen to be in a couple of really great outfits with Rebelmatic and Maafa and Backslider. So just
thank you.
Much more to come.
Also, I wanted to give you a surprise. Remember I told you I
oh yes, you yeah.
For you? Okay. Okay, that Peter Fluid album that I showed you, the last one. I found the lyrics. These are the lyrics that Peter Fluid typed up for me to sing in the studio.
Wow, where'd you find those?
I found this in a hardware case.
In one of your drum hardware cases?
Yeah, I have another drum hardware case that I haven't opened, packed up stuff in it, and didn't notice this lyric sheet was in there. Another thing, I've been immortalized.
And wait, there's more.
Yeah, I've been immortalized in Mad magazine. See this issue?
Yeah.
Okay. My friend who worked at Tower with me was an illustrator for Mad magazine. Put me in one panel. That's me right there.
That's great.
Then the next issue after that, he gave me all the panels. And this is the issue with the Undertaker on the cover.
Sure.
So this one right here, College Tours Exposed, that's me at the bottom talking to the college people that are going to be attending that university. So he has me in every panel. Look,
you're a reoccurring character in Mad.
Yeah,
magazine.
look, like
That's
I'm in the small bubble. You see?
Yeah.
Smoking weed. I'm in every panel.
That's great.
In this issue. Another surprise. I gotta show you. Hold on real quick. So I'm in 2 movies. I'm in a movie called Hurricane Streets. I'm in the first scene of Hurricane Streets where there's these kids in Tower Records shoplifting. So I'm standing next to one of the actors with a fedora on at a listening station. So if you go on YouTube, type in Hurricane Streets, you'll see me in an opening sequence. The second movie that I'm in, it was a documentary on Syl Johnson called Any Way the Wind Blows. Now, Syl Johnson.
Here it is, Hurricane Streets. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, Hurricane Streets.
Yep.
Go on. If you see me standing next to one of the characters with I have a black hat on.
Oh, Edie Falco was in it.
Yep. Great movie. Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah.
I'm in the very first scene of that movie.
Very cool. Right on. What's the other one?
The second movie, I actually helped make it happen. It's called Syl Johnson's Any Way the Wind Blows.
Any
Syl
Way the
Johnson
Wind
was a
Blows?
soul singer from the 60s, 70s. RZA sampled his song "Shame on the Nigga That Tries to Run Game on the Nigga."
Right.
He sampled the track that's Syl Johnson.
Oh wow.
Different strokes for different folks.
Uh-huh.
So the story behind that was Michael Slabak, who owns Numero Records, did a box set on Syl Johnson, came into the record store that I worked in Living Stereo, and said, "Hey man, we're working on a documentary," and the director of the documentary, hold on, I'll give you his name. I'll give you his name. Give me a second.
Oh, you know what? Just reminded me.
Yes.
That Sasha Jenkins doc with you and your family.
I'm gonna get to
that was
the
heavy,
Wu-Tang,
man. That was
the Wu-Tang
heavy.
documentary. Yeah.
I'm going to Sasha's memorial next week.
Yeah, I'll be there too. I will be there too.
I'll see. I wish it was under better circumstances.
I know. Let me see. Anyway, the wind blows. Wind blows. I'm trying to find the director of the movie.
Is
Syl
it
Johnson?
What was it? Tom Barman?
No, it's hold on. Let's see. Sorry, it's taking so long, man. Rob Hatch Miller. Rob Hatch Miller. He's a friend of mine. Him and his wife Paloma were they were working on the documentary, and Michael Slabak from Numero said, "Hey, we're working on this documentary for Syl Johnson, but we can't finish it." And I go, "Why?" He says, "Because we can't find RZA." And I said, "Michael, RZA's my cousin." He said, "Get the fuck out of here." I said, "Yeah." "Can you get him for the movie?" I said, "Sure." I called my cousin up. I was surprised he picked up the phone. I said, "Hey, cuz, I got a friend that's doing a documentary on Syl Johnson. They would love you to have you in it. They can't finish it without you being in the movie because you're the integral part. You sampled his song and actually revived his career." So RZA said, "Yeah, I'll do it." I gave him the contact. He called them, and they got to get connected. About a couple of days later, Michael calls me up in Living Stereo and said, "Hey, Ramsey, we got the movie shoot today, right?" And I go, "No." He goes, "Didn't your cousin RZA tell you?" I said, "No." And there was like a long silence. And he says, "Listen, come to Electric Lady Studios. We're shooting there." So my cousin, who I got in the movie, neglected to tell me that they were shooting it.
Well, it's a reoccurring theme with your cousin.
Yes, it is.
He lost your gold record. He didn't tell you about this.
Right. Now, at the end of that movie, since I made all that happen, they gave me a special thanks to Ramsey Jones at the very end of the movie.
Oh, that's nice.
In large print, when I went to the premiere. I got to hang out with Syl Johnson too. So
that's great. Hey, 3 hours in, I'm going to call it. Is there anybody you want to thank? Is there anybody you want to shout out?
Sure. I want to shout out Shalana, Dennis from Punkdemic. And I want to shout out Rebelmatic, Florida, and all the gangs in Maafa, all my family, my friends, Drew, you, Women of the Pit, everybody, thank you for the support. All our fans, Rebelmatic, Maafa, Backslider, thank you for all the years of support and love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be great, Ramsey. It was just like talking to an old friend on the phone. And these are these are the best shows that we do. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing you down at the Bowery on Sunday.
This Sunday, yeah.
This also Sunday, come on down.
Tell you that.
What's
that? My friend Marissa took this shot of me at a Rebelmatic show that I did in Brooklyn. So Marissa Zarzinski took this shot.
Nice.
At the Rebelmatic show I did. So I give her a shout out too. And I want to give a shout out also, RZA, I love you. You're my cousin. I give a shout out to RZA and GZA. Hey, love to Wu-Tang, Ghostface, Raekwon, Method Man, Inspector Deck, You God, Capadonna. Peace.
Master Killer.
You Master Killer. All right, everybody. Peace.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ramsey. I will see you on Sunday.
Thank you, Drew.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Talk to you soon. Well, there you have it. Another one in the books. That was the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Fantastic show with just a kind soul, Ramsey Jones. It's shows like this. Really, really nice. So thanks it was a great show. There will be no show on Sunday because we're doing this, but we will be back on 1 week from today with something totally different. We'll be back with Rat from the Verucas, Discharge and War Wound, and The Vile coming at us from the UK 1 week from today. So thank you, everybody. Listen, if you could support the show on Patreon, that'd be great. Also, give the show a like right now. Reach over, give it a thumbs up or a heart. If you're watching in rerun, please subscribe to the show. But you know what? What matters is that you're here, and what matters is that we're together and you're part of this community, and I mean that. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. This was the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Until next time, do good things, and good things will come to you.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes,